Kingsford 100% hardwood blend pellets. Kingsford.com.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing is everything.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
The Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Come on, kids. The show's about to start.
She take my money when I'm in need. Yes, she's a trifling friend indeed. Oh, she's a gold digger way over town that digs on me.
She give me money. Now I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke. Now I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke. Get down, girl, gon' ahead, get down. Get down, girl, gon' ahead, get down. Get down, girl, gon' ahead, get down. Get down, girl, gon' ahead. Cutie the bomb, met her at a beauty salon with a baby Louis Vuitton under her underarm. She said, I could tell you rock, I could tell by your charm. Far as girls, you got a flock, I could tell by your charm and your arm, but I'm looking for the one. Have you seen her? My psychic told me she'll have a like Serena, Trina, Gina for Lopez, 4 kids, and I gotta take all they bad to showbiz. Okay, get your kids, but then they got their friends. I pulled up in the Benz, they all got a bin. We all went to den, and then I had to pay. If you f***ing with this girl, then you better be paid. You know why? Take too much to touch her. From what I heard, she got a baby by Buster. My best friend said she used to f*** with Usher. I don't care what none of y'all say, I still love her. Now I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke. Now I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke. Get down, girl, gon' ahead, get down. Get down, girl, gon' ahead, get down.
You're listening to The Locker Room on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast.
Yeah, baby. It is a Saturday, and the motto today is, let's get back to the 305. That's what Coach Spo said after the game. Love his enthusiasm. Love what he brings to the table. They get blown out, don't play great, don't shoot well. I mean, they couldn't get a lap dance at a strip club last night. Their backcourt scores 2 points. My God, 2 points. Come on, guys. I'm a heater. I got my tattoo that says Miami Heat, but damn, that hurt. Man, and Joker and Murray didn't have a good game. We'll get into the heaters. We'll talk about the Belmont. We got Mike calling us today, our horse aficionado. He's going to give us a couple of thoughts. He does like one of horses today that you can bet at the Palm Beach Kennel Club. We'll talk some baseball. We'll talk the NFL. Are the Dolphins on the brink of making a move?
Uh-oh.
What? There's going to be a new cook in the kitchen for the Dolphins. And the Panthers tonight.
There's a hint.
And the Panthers tonight on the ice. What happens with the Panthers? Come on, Panthers. Don't do a heat to me. Don't do that to me. Come on, get a W. You can hear the Panthers tonight on Real Radio after you hear 4 tremendous hours of The Locker Room, brought to you by your sister's ass. And this show would not be on. This show would not be anywhere. There'd be no show if this man wasn't here on a regular basis for the last 71 years. Good morning, Jimmy.
This, I'm going to Boca.
Good morning, Jimmy. Good morning, Joe. And he's back like a little bitch from Cleveland. I knew you'd come back. I knew you'd come back.
Of course I'm coming back. It's good to be back. Good
You're
to
like
see you,
a-
Jimmy.
you're like
Way
a-
better to see you than this guy.
Oh,
boy.
You're like a dancer at a club. I knew you'd come back after your shit changed.
Well, there's somebody here, maybe a wife, children. There might be a little incentive here.
It's small.
So
Very
when you
slight.
were in Cleveland, first of all, I really do care, right? Did you have a good time?
I had a great time.
Yeah.
Great time.
Have you thought
time.
about
Great
moving
time
back?
seeing family. No, I mean everybody else did. The wife wants to move back in the worst way, but no.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
if she goes back, is that the end of the marriage?
What's that?
If she goes back, is that the end of the marriage or not?
No. It's an aggressive question, but no.
Wow. Just a little.
I had some aggressive. I had somebody asking me some aggressive questions last night, a female, and I got to tell you, we'll discuss it later. And I almost texted Jimmy. I mean, it was borderline. I felt
Sexual harassment?
close.
Oh, jeez. Again.
You poor victim, you.
Yeah, well, that's Greek's life.
I'm like Kim Kardashian. I want the light shut off. You know what I mean? Don't ask me questions that I don't want to answer. And you can tell, Jimmy, you've been working with me 20 years, correct?
Yeah.
Change?
Yeah, that, and then some.
Yeah. Would you say you know me well enough that if something is asked of me and I don't want to answer it, you can tell right away?
Oh, absolutely. I know it before it's even asked. Just give me a hint of what the topic is, and I'll know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I said that to this girl.
yeah.
I said, I don't know why you're asking me this. You know what I mean? I said, I sure feel like you're in the lane. It's 3 seconds.
Yeah, get the hell out of the lane. Don't even get in the lane.
You're overstepping here. We got the Belmont today, so we'll try to find a loser for you out of the 9 horses.
Oh, we can
We'll
do
do
that.
it.
No problem.
We'll do it for sure.
Oh, yeah. We don't want to guarantee anything.
Now we got Mike coming on, and he might help you with a winner, but
Yeah, no, Mike's
guaranteed
good.
loser here.
No, I was with him last night. We were watching the Heat game, and there's a couple horses that he does like. He's going to give us a call today.
Cool.
We'll talk about the Heaters and last night what happened. They are really in a bad spot. And a game where, they could have pulled it out. Close at halftime again, only down 4. Could have been down 2. But the third quarter, Denver's role players or guys that really don't score a ton, unbelievable. Gordon, Pope, big games. And, we had no answer. We had no answer last night. We just didn't. And we ended up got nasty at the end where, the league got out of control, 16-17, which is bad. They just didn't play well. And, again, we're not hitting three-pointers. I mean, that's what it comes down to when you're a three-point team. If you're not shooting over 40%, you're not going to win. You're just not. A couple brutal calls, a lot of turnovers last night. Bam, a couple throwaways. Just a sloppy game, and surprised at them the way they played in the second half. And it was almost a mirror of the game the other night, Tuesday night, when it was the same thing. Close at half, 4-5, and then the second half. But that was all Joker. And then he gets a big bone last night because Joker's got 5 fouls.
Yeah. Well, and he twisted his ankle early.
Yeah, yeah.
Like he was not the same last night.
No.
And that's if you get an off game from Joker, which I mean he almost had, another triple-double. He had the double-double and everything like that, but still, that's like 23 points for him.
Yeah.
And only 12 boards. Like that's not a great game.
No.
Not from him.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get an off game from him and an off game from Murray, and you don't win that game,
bad.
that's trouble.
Oh, Gordon scored 27.
Yeah.
He looked like Flash
Well,
Gordon.
and what did Bruce Brown off the bench have 21?
Yeah.
That'll kill you. That's 48 points from your like 4th and 7th option?
Well, the other thing, too, if you watch the game closely last night, they are so much quicker than the Heat. I mean, the
they're
seconds.
better.
Yeah,
They're better. It's the number 1 team in the East. That's we were talking about it
The
before
West.
the show started. The West.
Yeah.
We were talking about it before it started. Man, this team is loaded.
Yeah.
And it's that whole East Coast bias. They don't pay any attention.
Nobody knows.
They're so good.
No.
They're so talented, so big, and so deep.
Yeah, people are not familiar with Denver. They're a very good team. They have been for the last couple of years. The only thing that's hurt them last couple of years is Murray's been out.
Yep.
If he wasn't out, they would have went farther in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
A lot of sports fans, if you're not a big sports fan or a hoop fan, you don't even know who these guys are. Somebody asked me if Murray's father was Bill Murray. Of course, that was a joke. Bill Murray, light it up this week. I don't know if you saw that in Cleveland. Bill Murray's got a very young girlfriend now.
Good for him.
Yeah.
He deserves it.
The milkshake girl. What do you? How do you feel he deserves it? What are you basing it on?
Bill Murray's the man. Are you
like
kidding me? I love Bill Murray.
It's great.
Would he be somebody you would want to have dinner with?
Yeah, absolutely.
Bet it'd be fun.
I think he's awesome.
Yeah,
I bet you he is hysterical. He is fun. All that stuff.
Well, I haven't heard one in a while, but he was great for crashing weddings.
Yes,
like
really?
he would just show up at some random wedding and just,
bars.
hey, what's going
That's
on?
awesome.
Hey, anybody got a drink? I mean, just. Or a bar or something like that. But weddings was one. Tom Hanks he did that a couple times too with weddings as well. Yeah.
And
That's
I think
awesome.
Maroon 5 showed up at some wedding.
Did they really?
And they played, right? Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, they played for some group.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, they just showed up and they played. It was planned, I guess, with other people, but the people, I guess, involved with the wedding, but the groom and the people didn't know, and the bride. And they pulled a curtain down.
Wow.
And they were
That'd be so awesome.
Oh, could you imagine that?
What friend hooked that up? Man?
Yeah, really?
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think they were playing music by a DJ, and then they came on, and it was them, and like everybody flipped out.
Is that really? What?
Yeah. Well, you didn't even see him. They were behind a curtain. You thought it was the DJ playing music, and then they pulled it down, and it was him. And you're like, oh, my God.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. But no, Bill Murray would be somebody you would want to sit down with and just, shoot the you-know-what. I wouldn't mind sitting down with Barkley.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh, yeah. Absolutely.
And there's a lot of guys like that.
Yeah, there's a couple guys that, I mean, because we talk about that every now and then, like, if you, like, dream person you can sit down with, even somebody that's passed away, from years ago or something like that, somebody that you could bring back to life and have a conversation, dinner with or something like that. And Barkley's one that I don't know if we've ever brought him up before, but Bill Murray, another great one. He'd be awesome to sit down with.
The hard thing with that is that I think whoever you would want to sit down with, and whether it's sports, movies, it could be politicians, just somebody you know.
Yeah.
And if they weren't what you thought, I think it could be a tremendous letdown. Because, again, you're going in with something. You know what I mean?
Well,
hey. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I'm sitting down with whoever it was. And there'd be some guys that you might think of, and I've told this before many times. I got to be a little friendly because he was on our show with Johnny and Jimmy and me, Michael Irvin.
Okay.
He was one of the coolest guys I've ever met. So nice to me. Invited me to his birthday party. When I was at his party, I didn't even know, I was going to get in. I went down to Hard Rock, and I said, I might be on the list. I remember going with some girl, and I've told the story. Jimmy knows, and he was just so friendly, brought me in. I mean,
that's
all
awesome.
top-notch people. Lonzo Mourning, everybody was there. And he was like, so Greek, come on in, introduce me. And sometimes you meet people like that, you're like, wow, they're so, really, really nice.
Mm-hmm.
And you're surprised. Then there are some people that you meet.
And blow you off.
Yeah, and then you're like that. So I think when you had dinner with somebody, if you did it and they were cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I told a story yesterday, a buddy of mine had a cigar with Arnold in New York.
Okay.
On one of the high buildings up on the roof, and he said he was the coolest guy in the world.
Yep.
And he was just having a cigar. He just happened to walk out, and there he was. You know what I mean? So when you know what I mean?
You don't miss that.
No,
You're gonna know Arnold when you see him.
Oh yeah, you almost gotta double take.
Yeah.
Because when you see somebody famous that's super big,
he doesn't blend in. He is so distinctive that way.
No.
Now I think when you see a lot of people who are super famous, you right away, I know I do. You say, is that really them?
Right.
You know what I mean? You think, because especially if it's not where you think they would be.
And they got a ball cap and sunglasses on, and you don't really, is it or is it not? And but somebody like Arnold, I mean, even with sunglasses on, I mean, he's famous for having that with Terminator, right? You know, so you even know him that way.
And then you look and you're like, is that him?
And would he be here? Why would he be? Right.
Yeah.
All that starts going in your head, you know?
Yeah, it happened to me about a month ago. I was out in Boca at Strike Cigar Lounge. Joe knows, and I just didn't want to say it, but there was a famous football player, sitting right next to me and asked me for my lighter. And I looked over and I gave it to him, but I said, is that so-and-so? You know what I mean? Because you just don't think it.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he goes, Greek? And I said, oh, this is going to start.
Of course. Yeah.
I knew it was you.
Can't get away from it. It just follows you everywhere. Sorry, Greek.
I'm like, come on, man. I just want to have a cigar.
Yeah, come on. Quit busting my chops
I
here.
don't want to take a picture. Let's do it. Come on. Let's
All
get
right. All right.
That's good. Joe, did you miss it? Get it back to the 305.
He's booking a flight to Cleveland now. I can see it.
He just texted United Airlines and JetBlue. It is the Greek. It is Jimmy. It is Joe. We got Teddy covers 12:35. So much more coming at you on the Locker Room on a Saturday. We'll be back. Peace.
What's a Real Radio podcast? It's Real Radio on demand. Find your favorite show at realradio921.com.
This September, our iHeartRadio Music Festival is coming back to Las Vegas.
September 22nd and 23rd at T-Mobile Arena.
Streaming live only on Hulu. Tickets go on sale Friday, June 16th at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. But starting Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, Capital One cardholders can score tickets and other awesome experiences before anyone else for 48 hours only or while pre-sale tickets last.
Visit iHeartRadio.com/Capital One for more pre-sale details.
What's in your wallet?
From the Gordon and Partners Weather Center. Have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Collins with CBS 12 News. Hot and humid this afternoon with highs in the upper 80s, though feeling like the 90s. We have the chance for a few isolated showers and thunderstorms this afternoon and evening, with the potential for heavy rainfall and frequent lightning. Then partly cloudy, still muggy tonight with lows in the 70s Sunday morning.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business needs, from quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options. Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
What Would Greek Do is brought to you by Monroe's of Palm Beach.
The hockey finals are live on Real Radio 92.1, presented by Precision Garage Door of South Florida.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season and available in the produce section right now. Whoa, hey, careful now. There's plenty of juicy watermelon and other tasty Florida-grown produce for everyone. I mean, all you have to do is ask for Fresh from Florida or look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
We're Storm Smart. Here in Florida, that's a name people trust. For over 26 years, we've been making storm catcher screens, the leading hurricane safety product on the market, protecting over 90,000 Florida homes in communities just like yours. And while storms may come and go, one thing's for sure, Storm Smart's here to stay. Day in and day out, we'll be here, working harder to make sure you can breathe a little easier. SMART is protecting our community, today and tomorrow.
Interest rates may be going up everywhere else, but at International Diamond Center, we've got the relief you need. We've slashed interest rates down to 0 for 5 whole years, so you can get that $6,000 designer ring and pay just $100 a month. A $3,000 pair of diamond earrings, just $50 a month. Bands, bracelets, designer jewelry, even GIA certified diamonds. Buy now and spread your payments over 5 years without a dime in interest. It's the easiest and smartest way to buy. Now for a limited time at IDC.
Get the lowest interest rate on the planet right now at International Diamond Center. 0% for 5 whole years. That's right. Instead of 7%, 12%, or 22%, IDC has rolled back to 0% interest financing. How about a $12,000 GIA certified diamond for just $200 a month? Yep, all hand-picked diamonds are included in this incredible offer, so you can go big. All fine designer jewelry, all colored gemstones, 5 years, 0 interest financing, now through July 2nd only at International Diamond Center.
US 1 and PSL Boulevard. On approved credit.
Hi, I'm Julie Haft for WATC. The temperatures have been so hot lately. Remember, when your wife is hot, call Air Around the Clock at 888-FIX-MY-AC. Call 888-FIX-MY-AC now.
Help the planet with a tip from iHeartRadio Earth. Education doesn't just take place in the classroom. There are many ways children of all ages can learn about sustainability and the environment at home. Visit iHeartRadio.com/Earth for a list of resources, activity guides, and toolkits that are educational and fun for the whole family. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living, or to take action in your own community, go to iHeartRadio.com/Earth.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing is everything.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Nothing
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
What's the Anna Jar and Levine difference? If you're the victim of a car crash, you will always speak to a lawyer. You'll always get the highest standard of care from our dedicated legal team, and we'll always fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. That's the Anna Jar and Levine difference. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Don't wait. Call 1-800-747-FREE. In office, West Palm Beach.
Right now at Diamonds Direct, whether you buy a $3,000 diamond pendant or a $30,000 designer ring, you can spread your payments over 5 years. Or if you prefer, you can get an on-the-spot savings as much as $5,000. And everything's included. Exquisite diamond rings, earrings, bands, bracelets. It's our best offer of all time. You can pick a low monthly payment for up to 5 years or get instant savings up to $5,000. Don't miss this amazing offer. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion. In Boca Raton behind Town Center. Get details and more at diamondsdirect.com on approved credit.
In this week's Marketers Report, Raja Rajamanar, Chief Marketing and Communications Officer of MasterCard, talks about measurement.
Measuring Sonic and Sonic branding and Sonic initiatives across the board, the principles of measurement are the same, but the parameters that you measure are different. We measured, and what we find is our investment is paying for itself in oodles. We have been partnering with iHeart across multiple platforms, both for brand enhancement as well as for performance marketing. I think the cut-through of the message and the recall of the brand are much higher. Also, it has been very beneficial for us to integrate some of our campaigns into the native content of iHeart. It has been a very nice partnership, and it continues to be very strong into the future.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
Hi, I'm Joel Osteen. I've learned that your life follows your thoughts. You can't think negative and live positive. If you'll get your mind going in the right direction, your life will go in the right direction. I have a podcast where I talk about how to live positive, expecting good things. The feedback I often hear is that people enjoy the podcast because they find it encouraging and inspiring. Listen to the Joel Osteen podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. You're listening to The Locker Room. Now back to The Locker Room on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back in the locker room on a Saturday. If you want to get involved, 877-927-6969. You go to our website, check out Real TV, and check us out in the studio today. In the studio, that's right. Sponsored by Monroe's of Palm Beach. Get over there tonight. It's a great place to watch a Panther game because when you hear shot, score, you can think something else.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy's in the house.
Pulling goalie means a whole different thing, right?
I agree.
Hi-yo. Good morning.
Joe is back from Cleveland.
I am. What's going on, boys?
And we're past it.
We're over it.
What's this we stuff? I'm not. I'm still pissed off he left.
Yeah, I mean.
No, good to see you, buddy. Always a pleasure.
People say you shouldn't hold grudges, and I say, why not?
Why not?
I don't think you should let him go.
Stabbing me in the back like that.
I heard there was, there was a bad situation with New York with the smoke. It was very bad. And all the way up the East Coast.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not going to say that I wasn't hoping it maybe went to Cleveland.
It would have been a nice change from the gray skies of Cleveland.
Yeah. Would you be able to tell the difference?
Slightly.
Whether it
was it cloudy?
Look, it's nice today.
Was it cloudy?
It was gorgeous.
Any trees out there?
What's that?
Is there any trees out there?
Oh, stop, bro. Cleveland's beautiful.
Only 3.
I haven't seen green like that in years.
Look in your pocket.
Like I said, I haven't seen green like that in years.
Yeah, people are like, I want to change the seasons. I miss the green. Look in your pocket, bitch. There's your green. If you want that, I mean, come on. No, you had a good time. We did miss you. Glad you came back and enjoyed yourself. Now, is that out of your system?
Yeah, somebody else's wedding. Yeah,
I told you, Well, no, I told you before I left. I hate travel. I'm an old grump with that stuff. I like my bed. I like my house. I like my routine. All that stuff. I can't stand travel. But
I don't
travel,
mind private.
The travel was honestly not that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
airline was excellent. Everything was good.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That makes the bad part makes it a little bit more bearable to do that. Did you stay at a place or at a friend's house type thing?
So it's a pretty cool story. My my whole family went, and my parents got a Airbnb.
Oh, all right.
And like me, my family, my brother, his family, my oldest brother, his family, and my folks, we all stayed in the same place.
Oh, that's nice.
And crazy story was it was the same exact place, and we had the same exact room 3.5 years prior when my sister-in-law got married.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was like crazy. Like we drove up to this place in the middle of the night. I'm like, dude, this looks familiar.
So
and
you
then,
couldn't get the room at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
What's that?
You couldn't get the room at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
No way, man. No way.
That's right. I thought you were staying.
No way, no way. No.
That's beneath him.
It was honestly, it was all family this trip, and it was absolutely perfect. I couldn't have asked for a better time.
That's
it was
awesome.
Excellent. Yeah,
it's great to see your parents.
Phenomenal. Well, my parents live down here. I see my parents all the time.
Yeah, your parents
my
are very nice.
my older brothers, it was awesome to see them.
Good. So you saw everybody.
Saw everybody.
And how was the wedding? You think they're going to make it?
Oh yeah, two really good kids.
Yeah. Groom didn't bang anybody while you were there.
So my cousin,
what's the other over?
Well, he was. I got to tell you, the reception started at 4:30, and by 5:30, my man had his tie around his head. Like it was. Wow,
a party. That was quick.
It was an accelerated party. That's
sounded
like
the party I was at last night. Like, holy Christ, we were there 45 minutes, and people were back. Hey, what's going on?
What's the under over on the wedding?
What's that?
What's the under over on the wedding? You think going to go over 10 years?
Oh yeah, I honestly look. Lily is my cousin. She's awesome girl, and Jake, her now husband, is a Lions fan. Good kid. You've got two sports fans from losing cities. Like that's the type of bond that just doesn't break. It just doesn't break.
Normal. How old?
I want to say maybe 25, 26.
Oh wow, young.
Yeah, very young.
Yeah,
that's how it is up there.
Yeah.
Florida's a different planet.
Yeah.
People are like, I'm getting my late 30s. I should probably settle down.
Right.
Like
40s, 50s.
Yeah, really.
Well, it is the locker room on a Saturday. We are live talking about the Panthers and the Heaters, and we'll find out if the Dolphins get a new star. Messi coming here is huge. We'll talk about the PGA opening up their hands and taking the cash. We got Teddy covers at 12:35 and so much more on a Saturday. We'll be back on 92.1 Real Radio.
Hi, this is Franny.
And this is Megan.
We're the hosts of Pillow Talk.
On this week's episode of Pillow Talk with Franny and Megan, I am so excited to hear about Megan's biggest interview thus far in her career. And we talk about a pretty savage revenge story that a woman did on her cheating boyfriend.
Is it the best or worst ever? You be the judge. But we also are going to talk about couples with larger age gaps between them. Is there more trust in the relationship? All of that, and of course, a fresh DM on Pillow Talk with Franny and Megan.
Florida Panthers Championship Hockey lives on Real Radio.
It's a historic season for the Florida Panthers, beating all the odds and hushing all the haters. Your Florida Panthers are now the NHL Eastern Conference champions.
And now the Panthers battle the Las Vegas Golden Knights for the Stanley Cup.
Catch every game of the Stanley Cup Finals on your official FM home of the Florida Panthers Championship Hockey. Real Radio 92.1.
Florida Panthers Hockey and the Stanley Cup Finals on Real Radio are presented by Precision Door.
This is Super Bowl champion Alfred Williams. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
Dropping Game 4 of the NBA Finals at home hasn't shaken Jimmy Butler's confidence. The Heat star said winning 3 straight games is not impossible as they head back to Denver. After coming up short in their pitcher's duel to open up the series, the Marlins sent Sandy Alcantara to the mound against the White Sox. And Panther star Matthew Tkachuk said it wouldn't be a series until Florida won a game, and now they have a chance to win a second one in Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Finals against Vegas. I'm JD Haffren.
This family takes turns turning heads. Brains, beauty, and athleticism. All they need now is for you to drive them off the lot. The Mercedes-Benz family of SUVs. A family of unrivaled vehicles waiting at your local dealer.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing is every day.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
The hockey finals are live on Real Radio 92.1, presented by Precision Garage Door of South Florida.
Hey, it's the Greek. Saturday, June 10th, watch, wager, and win on the exciting Belmont Stakes at the Palm Beach Kennel Club. And check out all the great OTB action in the Paddock Restaurant with over 130 new HD TVs and big screens, delicious lunches, a full bar, and an impressive wine list. It's the Palm Beach Kennel Club. It's your entertainment destination with poker, casino tables, OTB, and great dining. And exciting events like the 155th running of the Belmont this Saturday. Go to PalmBeachKennelClub.com for more information. They're off. Peace.
These are emails filling your employees' inboxes, downloads beaming from device to device, and any one of them could be a cyber attack. Is it possible to keep your small business safe? It is with Comcast Business Security Edge. It helps keep your connected devices protected, and you can monitor threat activity in real time. So this security threat is the last thing you need to worry about. With Comcast Business, advanced security isn't just possible, it's happening.
Get started with fast speeds and advanced security for $39 a month for 12 months with no annual contract. Plus, ask how to get up to a $500 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Call or go online today to learn more. Offer ends 7/23/2023. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and automatic payments. New 100 megabits per second internet and Security Edge customers only. Equipment, installation, taxes, and other fees extra and subject to change. After 12 months, regular rates apply.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, "Navage is the best thing I bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing." Or this one, "I use Navage every night, could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats, and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better," unquote. Those are 2 of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Dads, this Father's Day, Cordell & Cordell celebrates you the entire month of June. Join us every Friday for our live webinar series, Father's Fridays. There you'll receive much useful information from our panel of speakers. To register, go to CordellCordell.com/Father's Day.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Miami area attorneys. Se habla español. Legal services available in English and Spanish. Offices in Miami-Dade County and Fort Lauderdale. CordellCordell.com. Lisa Card, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
Heart failure, carpal tunnel syndrome, shortness of breath, stomach issues, lower back pain. How does it all add up? If you have heart failure and any of those seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, it's time to talk with your cardiologist and get the full picture. They may add up to transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy. ATTR-CM is a rare and underdiagnosed disease. Recognize the signs and discuss them with your doctor soon. Learn more at connectwithyourheart.com. That's connectwithyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This message is sponsored by the Florida A&M University Medical Marijuana Education and Research Initiative, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this radio station.
Mary on Demand is live. Start your marijuana education journey today. Learn at your own pace and check out the Medical Marijuana Education Series. You decide what you'd like to learn and when with Mary on Demand. Visit mary.famu.edu. That's mmeri.famu.edu. And remember, recreational marijuana is still illegal in Florida. Marry, educate, learn, talk.
Get this. Joey and me were supposed to go to this concert next week, right? But then something terrible happened. Joey was driving without a seatbelt. But he didn't wreck. No, he got pulled over. Now Joey has to pay for a seatbelt ticket instead of a concert ticket, and I have to go by myself. How lame is that? So Joey, if you're out there, you're an idiot. Wear your seatbelt or you'll get a ticket.
All across the country, cops are cracking down. Click it or ticket, day and night.
Funded by the Florida Department of Transportation.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Only iHeartRadio gives you access to all of your favorite radio stations.
Rover's Morning Glory.
It's The Woody Show.
It's Elliot in the morning.
All of the once-in-a-lifetime events.
iHeartRadio Music Festival.
All of the best free curated playlists.
It's everything that rocks.
All of the great podcasts. It doesn't cost a thing. Download the absolutely free iHeartRadio app now.
Real Radio 92.1. We are an iHeart radio station. You're listening to The Locker Room.
This is perfect.
Now back to The Locker Room on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back in the Penthouse on a Saturday. Don't forget, you got Teddy Covers calling us at 12:35. Break down the games today, and we'll talk a little bit about the Panthers tonight that you can hear on Real Radio as they take on the Vegas Knights. And the Heaters back against the wall. We'll talk about them, obviously, throughout the show. And we'll talk about the Miami Dolphins, and are they going to get a new present under the tree? Jimmy's in the house.
Good morning.
Joe is here.
What's going on, boys?
And you guys can get involved, too. 877-927-6969. That is the number to call if you want to get involved. You could also text us at Real Radio 47142. We won't answer, but you can text us. And then also, you can also email Jimmy at realradio921.com. Jimmy, do you have somebody on hold?
Oh, I guess we do.
I'm sorry.
Welcome to the show. What's your name, bud?
Pepe.
Pepe. What's going on, Pepe? You're on the air, bud.
Hey, guys. Well, let me say something. I'm going to start off with Bam Adebayo. That man is a disaster. I love him. He hustles. He's all over the place, but he is a disaster. He's got terrible hands. The guy last night, he must have passed the ball 7-8 times where they kicked the ball out of bounds on him.
Yeah.
The perfect example of Adebayo was the dunk.
Yeah.
He misses the dunk, and then they either kick the ball out of bounds or they foul on the play, stuff like that. And quite frankly, Butler hasn't been any better. There was a statistic. I almost fell off my chair. The game before, between Bam and Butler, they were 5 for 23 on, get this, on layups and dunks. 5 for 23 on layups. Just very disappointing. Very disappointing.
Well, I think the last couple games they lost, the biggest thing, if you're watching it, I know you are, is that they are shooting very bad with their three-point plays, three-point shots. Their backcourt last night only scored 2 points. You can't have that in the NBA Finals. And, you know, if they hit a couple more shots, it would have been great. But they're not playing good, and they're not shooting well.
In the opening segment, Greek, you said a couple different words. I think the one that stood out to me after seeing some of that game last night was sloppy.
Yeah, they were sloppy.
Sloppy.
Well, that's exactly what I'm talking about, especially with Adebayo. I mean, the man is just his hands are terrible. He constantly getting the ball taken away from him. Last night, 3 or 4 times, and he's right underneath the basket.
Yeah,
and it's just really. What do you think? I mean, I'm watching the guy.
I think Bam is I think Bam's a good player. He's not a true center, which is the first problem. He's a forward, and I think that they let him bring the ball up. They don't really guard him, and then he's in a position sometimes that I don't think he should be with the ball. But I think the Heaters, the biggest reason they're losing is the game they won, they shot 50% from threes, and the games they lost, they shot terrible. And last night was another game where they shot bad from three-point range. And also, their backcourt, like I said, you can't have a backcourt score 2 points. You just can't. And Vincent was way off last night. Martin had a couple shots, but he wasn't himself. their role guys didn't show up at all. I mean, Butler had 25, and Bam had a good game too as far as points. But, yeah, they played a little sloppy, and halftime was close. And then, again, Denver pulled away in the third quarter. Same recipe as last game.
Did you happen to notice how many, at least 3 times in the game, where the clock ran out on them? I've never seen that.
Yeah.
3 times. The shot clock ran out on them, and they were close to having the shot clock run out on them half a dozen times.
No, I agree.
So anyway,
not a Coach Spo team. I was a little surprised last night, and I think Jimmy Butler's a little tired. He's been running, and the Heat are playing on house money. They should have never been this far. They were an 8 seed. I mean, these are all things, and I think they've had a fantastic year. I really do, but I think they ran into a real juggernaut with Denver, and Denver's the number 1 seed.
I think also as well, ever since Jimmy tweaked his knee against the Knicks, he's been a little different. He's been a little bit off.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's way more of a issue than he or the Heat or anybody else has really let on. I mean, he's only had maybe a couple really good Jimmy Butler games in the last 6 or 7 games.
Yeah.
That's a big part of it right there.
Yeah.
Let me, if I can, I want to go to Joe's side here. I want to go to Cleveland. I got to ask a question. Deshaun Watson.
Yes, sir.
The quarterback. I'm going to be honest with you, I never really thought the guy was all that great. Is he really as good as they say he is? Because I've never seen it.
So before all this stuff happened, the 2020 season, before the allegations and the trade demands and all that stuff, was his first year without DeAndre Hopkins. That's when Bill O'Brien traded DeAndre Hopkins, so people thought he would maybe take a step back. And he wound up having his best statistical year. He had over 30 touchdowns. He had 7 interceptions. He led the league in passing yards. He's a really talented player. He's really, really good, really, really talented. I mean, the 2 years off is going to hurt everybody. He had some rust the final 6 games of the year that he hopefully shook off, but all indications from camp is that he's been absolutely on point. They catered the offense more to his skill set because, last year, they were going in with Jacoby Brissett for 11 games and then him for the final 6. So it's tough to really cater the offense to 2 different styles of quarterback play.
Sure.
So is he that good? Is he that talented? Yeah. This is a kid that won the national championship and a Heisman Trophy at Clemson. Dabo Sweeney called him Michael Jordan when he was coming out, and he hit the ground running at Houston and was a productive quarterback from day one. I think he's a really good player. I think the off-field stuff and him having a shaky last 6 games last year has really clouded what he's capable of.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anybody out there who looks at him now the same because of what happened off the field.
Yeah.
That's the way it is. I mean, he's been out of football a long time.
Yep.
I think then he gets a big contract, what pisses people off.
Yeah, guaranteed.
It really did.
Sure.
I mean, they weren't happy. I mean, again, people don't like to hear that. You're getting $200 million after all the allegations and everything that happened. So there are situations. You see the same thing with John Morant now in basketball. The public gets mad. Doesn't matter. No. The only way you shut anybody up or you play the way you want to play is go out there and perform.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to have a full season this year to do it and see what happens.
The team's his now, so, see what he does on the field.
Okay. Well, listen, thanks. I'm glad I got a chance to call you guys. So.
Always appreciate your call, Pep. Always keep in touch, bro. We miss you.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Take care, buddy. Next up, we have Kaiser Sose on the line. Hey, Jorge, what's going on?
Not too much. Happy Saturday to everyone, and welcome back, Joe.
Thanks, buddy. Good to be back, Jorge. Good to hear from you.
Same here. Yeah. Boy, the Patriots are going to be hosting DeAndre Hopkins next week. What do you think's going to happen from that, if anything?
Well, Belichick loves him. Belichick has gone out of his way numerous times to say what a great receiver he is. I don't know because of the O'Brien thing, and that's where they had all their drama. And Hopkins has said, now I don't know if he's just window shopping like Tennessee and this and that. He said, he wants to go to a team with a good organization that's got a chance to win a ring and has a great quarterback. Patriots, I think, are a good organization, but they don't have a chance to win a ring, and they don't have a good quarterback. They got an okay young quarterback. So I don't know if he's just window shopping to try to get the price up from, Kansas City or Buffalo or Dallas, but I don't think he's going to New England.
So I think what Hopkins is trying to balance out right now is what's more important at this stage of his career. Does he want more money, or does he want more of a stable organization and a chance to win a ring? And I mean, let's be honest. The Patriots, the AFC is going to be a bloodbath this year, and the Patriots are in the bottom third.
Yeah.
They just are.
Yeah, there's 8 teams or 9 teams that if you went to Vegas right now, put money on it, I don't think anybody would tell you you're foolish.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that strong. NFC, no. I think it's Philly and San Fran only if their quarterback steps up.
Yeah. And so as far as Hopkins is concerned, look, the first 2 visits that he's taking, Tennessee Titans and the New England Patriots, don't fit all the boxes that he said on that podcast that he wants. So for me, I think these are his first 2 visits. If they blow him away with an offer and he feels really good in the locker room with the staff, all that stuff, maybe he could be swayed. But I think he's just trying to drum up interest and drive up his asking price to the premium teams that he ultimately wants to play for. And I'm talking the Buffaloes, the Baltimores, the Kansas Cities. I think Dallas, he's been working out in Dallas all offseason. There was a period last week where Cleveland was the betting favorite to get Hopkins because of his relationship with Watson and because the Browns roster is as well positioned as it is at the moment, and they have a little more money than some of those other top teams. So it's going to be tough, but G nailed it 2 months ago when he said he's not going to New England because of O'Brien. Mm-hmm. That's one thing that I just don't know he can get over. But again, if he's even taking the visit, then it's got to be a possibility. Maybe that relationship isn't quite as bad as we thought, because I'm with you. Yeah. As soon as because I didn't even make that connection, and then he brought it up. I'm like, oh, yeah. Not even a chance.
Yeah, well, Belichick, though, likes him. I mean, they show.
And he loves Belichick. And how can you not?
Yeah, Belichick has gone over when they play and say, man, you're a talent. Wish we had you on our team.
Yep.
And I think a lot of these guys, even they talk about tampering, these coaches and players, they talk to guys years in advance.
Yeah.
And, they plant the seed. Like, hey, when you're ever free, love to have you.
Yep.
A guy like you. And then these guys remember that. And, so we'll see what happens. I think he's in a great position. I think he's one of the best receivers, in my opinion, in the NFL. And he's a free agent. He can go wherever he wants.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing.
Yeah. Well, money talks. Belichick, he likes blowing smoke. I'm sure you guys are aware of that. But he does like Hopkins. You know?
No, he said it. I mean, and it's rare that Belichick comes out and does say somebody's that good on an opposing team.
Yeah, and you want to talk about a pick-me-up as a professional football player and having Bill Belichick be like, dude, you're the man. Like, you're awesome.
Yeah.
I would love for you to play on my team.
Yeah. I mean, he would say it about Ed Reed a lot for the Ravens when they played. And, you used to hear with Ray Lewis and certain guys he went against. He had the ultimate respect and the compliments of saying, you're our unbelievable player who played a position right. So when you're talking with somebody like Belichick who says that, sure, it's got to make you feel good. Everybody likes compliments. Everybody likes to hear you're doing a good job. And when you're a free agent, I mean, you can only imagine what it's like. You go from city to city. I wouldn't go anywhere. I make them come to me. Sorry, bro. You want me? Meet me in Boca. I'm sorry. I'm not getting on a plane. I don't care what you got. You got a stadium?
I'm going to Boca.
Yeah, you got a stadium like everybody else. You got hot girls, and I can buy a big house. You want me? You romance me, bitch. You come to me. That's the way I would do it if I was a free agent. But everybody does it different.
Hey, you were talking earlier about, meeting famous people and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I ran into Arnold and Lou Ferrigno at a Boston car show years ago.
Okay.
And those two are just sitting there signing autographs. What a couple of
mountains, dude.
Knuckleheads, yeah, just knuckleheads. That's all,
Dude, Lou Ferrigno was the Incredible Hulk before CGI. You know how big you have to be to pull that off?
That dude was a monster.
Oh, yeah, he was. But he never took any steroids.
Yeah, right. He had a bigger forehead than Peyton Manning, buddy.
He was big, Lou.
He could rent that space out up there. Yeah, no, he was a couple of freaks. That's all. That's what they are. They're freaks.
I mean, Arnold, like I said, I have a lot of respect for him, what he did. He came to this country, couldn't even speak English. I mean, he really accomplished a lot. And, became one of the big, obviously started with weightlifting and, Mr. Universe. And then, becomes a massive movie star. Not just a movie star, massive. And then, then he goes into politics. Yeah, he had a bump in the road in his personal life. I think most people do here and there, and that's a shame. But, I mean, it's amazing what he did. I mean, it's almost, I look at it as similar, not the same because he was, he didn't have the problems that Arnold did coming from the country. But The Rock is another one, takes wrestling fame and goes into Hollywood and, again, guys that are at the top.
Yeah, he came over to here. He's from Samoa, right? The Rock?
I think his father was. Yeah. But I'm saying when Arnold came, he was 15, 16, didn't even speak English.
Sure.
And that's amazing. I mean, to me it is. I mean, God bless that he did it. But, these guys have that willpower, and a lot of the stars in all sports and life, and my dad used to always say it, they have that extra gear, where they'll go the extra mile or the extra step when, they get rejected. They're like, okay, that's fine. Every no is closer to a yes.
What's next?
Yeah. And move on. I mean, really, you see that they say that with a quarterback. You throw an interception, just forget about it.
Yep.
It's hard to do. I mean, it really is. But, yeah, I think when you meet stars, like I said, your expectations are there, if somebody's cool or not. And I think it could be a great lift or it could be a disappointment. You could be like, whatever. I sat next to A-Rod one time at Prime Italian down in Miami. I expected him to be not cool. He wasn't really cool. I didn't sit next to him. I mean, I really didn't say anything.
Yeah.
But our friend Buddha said, Greek, I'll put you next to A-Rod because you're the only one with a big ego who won't ask him for an autograph. And I didn't ask him for an autograph.
And then he ended up bugging you for an autograph all night. It's like, Jesus, I can't get away from this.
Change the record.
There was a kid.
Nice. That was good.
And I do tell this story that I thought was going to get nasty. There was a kid who came up to the table and said, Derek, I love you. I've been a fan for years. And A-Rod did not like it. I could see his face.
Yeah.
And I just was looking at my pasta going, oh, man.
Here it comes.
He didn't say anything.
Here it comes.
He looked up and gave him a dirty look. The kid was busting his chops, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh, Derek, love you. You know what I mean? It was like, you could tell he was not happy about it. But I think if you approach anybody with respect and, excuse me, and, maybe mister or whatever, and I think you're nice to him, you got a chance.
And I still think there's a time and a place, and in the middle of dinner is not the time.
No.
I'm sorry. That's the one time, and that's one of the ones that we often hear about with Dan Marino gets a bad rap, and I think a lot of people approach him when he's at dinner time. I mean, at least the stories that I've heard where he's had a negative reaction.
Yep.
Well, I think the other thing, too, is that people today, I believe this, their thought process, I don't think it's right, I agree with you, is you're out, you're open game.
Yeah.
Because
Which
where else
so
am I going to bump into you? I'm not going to bump into you at a party or something like that. If you're in a restaurant, you're in a public.
Right.
Yeah.
I can go up to you.
Yep.
And I think that what you said is right. You're out to dinner, it could be business, family, or something like that. You don't want, people.
Eat.
Yeah.
For God's sakes, that's all. It's as simple as that.
Oh, no, but I'm saying,
but you're right. It could be a meeting. You don't know what
but
those
people's
circumstances
thoughts are
either.
Yeah, I got a shot. Let me go up to him. Or follow him to the men's room.
Yeah.
Or maybe when he gets his car,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But I think today it's so much different. Everybody has a camera. Everybody's videotaping you.
Mm-hmm.
You're sitting there having dinner and somebody's videotaping it. That's got to be annoying as hell.
I can't even imagine.
Because you have no control where that goes, too.
Nope.
And how that's going to be used. And now with AI,
oh,
forget about it. All they need is you recording somebody at their table for a little bit, and
you
now
can duplicate
you can
the voice,
duplicate
you can do everything.
Yep, it's amazing now what they can do with AI.
Scary.
So
It's
scary.
Super scary.
It's a different society. And again, you hear stories all the time, but the one thing I would say is this, is that when you hear a story about somebody bumping into somebody, a ball player, politician, movie star, you never hear their side. You hear the side of the person who bumped into them.
Oh, yeah.
So it's always going to be one-sided.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I mean, so you don't hear the guy say, like, hey, maybe I just got a bad call, or me and my wife had an argument, or somebody I found out is sick, anything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you always hear, well, this one's a douchebag, this one sucks.
Yep.
And again, it's like life. I've always said this, and people get on me for it, but it's the truth. Nobody wants to hear when things are going good.
Nope.
So when somebody calls up and says, who I met was great? And you're like, who? And they're like, so-and-so. You're like, oh, it's good. You know who's a douchebag? You're like, really?
Yeah.
It's like Tiger Woods.
Yep.
Yesterday we heard it. So I think that's just people in our society. But, and it sells. I mean, that's what comes down to it.
Yep. The only thing more appealing than a star is a falling star.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Our society is gross in that sense.
Oh, it is. And they love to hear somebody's not cool or cheap.
Yep.
That's another thing. Who's a bad tipper? that story will go from here to Toledo.
Yep.
The good tipper, you're, oh, yeah, well, he's got money. You know what I mean? You hear that?
Oh, yeah.
Jorge, you're a great guy, though. We think
well,
that.
Thank you. I have one more sports-related story.
What do you got?
Okay, you guys were talking. You've heard about the in Las Vegas something falling out of the sky. A couple of 8-foot freaky-looking creatures were in the
I saw
backyard.
that video.
Have you seen? Oh, there's a video to go with it. I have heard some of the story. I haven't. I haven't seen the video.
So
yet,
the
though.
video is just of the cops like body cam.
Okay.
And you see like this real freaky light, like basically dropping out of the sky.
Okay.
And that coincides with the same time that family did the 911 call.
Right.
And
That's
said
what I
something
heard.
landed in our backyard.
Okay.
There's two like 10-foot creatures, like. Dude, no, thank you. No, thank you.
Now, what did they find out? Was it two cocktail waitresses from Bellagio?
It was not.
No,
my
no,
man.
no,
it was not.
You know what it was?
What's that?
Dennis Rodman and his buddy crashed the wrong house.
Oh, all right. Oh.
I hope that's the truth, okay? Because, like,
The
aliens
truth
are
is out
scary
there.
enough. If those dudes are 10 feet tall, F that noise. I'm out.
Well, yeah, they went to Vegas,
yeah.
though. I mean, it was a perfect city. I mean, come on. You got to go. You go anywhere.
Yeah, we're good down here. In
Yeah, we'll
Florida.
fit right in. Nobody will see us.
You don't want them landing in Sea Caucus. You want a good image. All right, you're the best. We're going to run and keep rubbing with doping, baby.
All right, you guys have a better one.
All right.
You too, buddy.
Take care, pal.
It is the Locker Room on a Saturday. Don't forget, we got Teddy Covers 12:35. So much more in the Locker Room on a Saturday. We'll be back.
Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Calling all Bridgerton fans. You've seen both seasons and binged the prequel series on Netflix. Now tune in to Queen Charlotte, the official podcast, for a behind-the-scenes look at every episode. Plus, never-before-heard stories and interviews with the cast and crew.
We're on the other side of the hall watching the Queen deal with her children. We never see that in Bridgerton. Her children literally, they had 50 illegitimate children. That fact was real. I couldn't believe it.
Listen to Queen Charlotte, the official podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing is everyday.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Hey, it's a Greek from Monroe's in Palm Beach. When I want to have a good time, there's only one place to go, Monroe's. Beautiful ladies, great food, and a great atmosphere. So when you go out, you want to have a good time, it's Monroe's in Palm Beach with the beautiful ladies. They are open 7 days a week to 5 a.m. with a 5-star menu and an all-star lineup of beautiful ladies. It's Monroe's in Palm Beach, 7 days a week. The entertainment is always top-notch. Peace!
Right now at Diamonds Direct, whether you buy a $3,000 diamond pendant or a $30,000 designer ring, you can spread your payments over 5 years. Or if you prefer, you can get an on-the-spot savings as much as $5,000. And everything's included. Exquisite diamond rings, earrings, bands, bracelets. It's our best offer of all time. You can pick a low monthly payment for up to 5 years or get instant savings up to $5,000. Don't miss this amazing offer. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion. In Boca Raton behind Town Center. Get details and more at diamondsdirect.com on approved credit.
The fun doesn't end after spring training. Come visit Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium as the Jupiter Hammerheads and Palm Beach Cardinals return to the Diamond. Swing this way for a full season of Florida State League baseball presented by Baptist Health. Catch all the action. Visit RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com for the full slate of games.
Sometimes a family needs a little help to deal with life stresses. You can contribute to happy, healthy childhoods with a few simple steps. Notice families under stress. Offer a helping hand. Give your time. Talk about healthy child development. Connect a family with resources. Contributing to a great childhood can be as easy as being a good neighbor. For more, preventchildabusefl.org. This message is sponsored by the Ounce of Prevention Fund of Florida, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this radio station.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season and available in the produce section right now. Whoa! Hey, careful now. There's plenty of juicy watermelon and other tasty Florida-grown produce for everyone. I mean, all you have to do is ask for Fresh from Florida or look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
Are you suffering from seasonal allergies? Because you're not alone. Experts say pollen season started earlier this year and will last longer, and that folks who've never had issues before are feeling miserable. I'm Martin Hoke, inventor of Navage, the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Over 3 million people use Navage to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, helping to flush out allergens, mucus, and germs. Navage helps clear your sinuses quickly and naturally. But what about other people's experiences, like Miss Clement? Quote, I chose Navage because of my persistent allergies. Navage works. While using it, I cut back on allergy meds and occasional shots at my doctor's office. Unquote. That's one of over 120,000 reviews with a 4.6-star average written by people who use Navage to breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. Stop suffering and try Navage today at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
When you go to a place of business or hire a business to come to your home, that business has a legal duty to protect you from harm and injury. Yet many times people are attacked, raped, robbed, and even murdered because the business they trusted violated that duty. Some businesses are in high crime areas, yet because of cost, security was not provided, and serious injuries or death occurred. Sometimes the lighting in a parking lot or other parts of the business is so dim or not lit at all so as to allow criminals to prey on that customer. Many times we have cases in hotels, apartments, and in-home services where rape, mayhem, and physical assault occur because of the lack of security or negligent hiring of criminals with records. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com or on your cell phone dial #law. That's all. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. forthepeople.com.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. And we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial #250 and say keyword great results. That's #250 and say great results.
Calling all South Florida sports fans. Championship action is heating up on the court and on the ice. So grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's, where you can cheer on your favorite South Florida teams. Duffy's is voted the best year over year with their award-winning burgers, wings, and 2-for-1 drinks. With over 80 TVs in each location, you'll never miss a minute of the action. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. And remember, at Duffy's, our game is always on.
Hurt on the job? Dial #529 on your cell. #law, that's all.
Access medical marijuana legally with the medical marijuana doctor. Meet with a physician. Get your card. You might even qualify for edibles. See if you qualify at mmjhealth.com. It takes less than 1 minute to find out. That's mmjhealth.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. You're listening to The Locker Room. Now back to The Locker Room on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back in The Locker Room on a Saturday. Thanks for always listening to 92.1 Real Radio. And don't forget, tonight you can hear the Panthers on Real Radio as they play Game 4. Let's go Panthers. Get a W tonight. Jimmy's in the house.
Good afternoon.
Joe's in the house.
What's going on, boys?
And he is a very good coach. And the NBA, one of the longest tenure. Him and Popovich. We're talking about Coach Spo, but he does not seem to get the credit. It's a Pat Riley shadow that's over him for years. And Joe, what would have to happen for Spo at this point, to get that credit?
If he doesn't have it now, I don't know if he's ever going to get it, or if it's not going to be the type of thing that people don't realize it until he's moved on in some capacity. You look at the numbers. I mean, we've talked about it the last couple of weeks on the show. They're legitimately Belichickian. He's been the head coach for 15 years. No.
Yep.
7 NBA Finals appearances.
Yep.
That's a joke.
Six.
That's amazing.
Six. Yeah.
It was 7 Eastern Conference Finals. It's half of his years he was in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yep.
That's insane.
Yep.
I mean, the big three, honestly, when they, the whole, LeBron and Bosh and Wade thing, obviously, that's a roster that should have been there.
Mm-hmm.
But that was also his first 4 years as a head coach.
Yeah.
And since then, the roster that he's taken the last 2 times, I mean, you have to tip the cap.
Mm-hmm.
Especially this year. The job he did coaching in this playoffs is absolute insanity.
Yeah.
And the fact that, the expectations have changed so much for this team, they barely made the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
They lost the first play-in game.
Yeah.
That's what, people seem to forget. And now it's you can't win with, Vincent and Strus only scoring 2 points. And, this, you got to shoot better. You got to do this. They have been playing above their heads all playoffs.
Above the rim.
Incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Literally incredible. It's unbelievable. There is no way for Miami. They can lose by 50 points in the next game and the series is over. And you still have to say, man, that was a damn good run. That was an incredible run.
Well,
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, things change. I mean, the average person with half a brain, no.
Yeah.
But the person who's a fan and doesn't really know is they should win. They shouldn't even be there.
No.
Obviously, they've overachieved. The season has been a tremendous success.
Yeah.
For sports fans down here, I've said this for Panthers and the Heat. You guys are lucky. We got another 2 months that we should have never had.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because usually the Panthers don't go this far.
Yeah.
Obviously.
They're another one. They barely made the playoffs.
Yeah, they backed it. Somebody lost. So, I mean, you got 2 months of sports down here with the Panthers and the Heaters.
Yep.
That'll go into next week, which is mid-June.
Yeah.
That you would have never have gotten.
No.
But no, the Heat are played unbelievable with 7 undrafted guys, which they talk about.
And look at the run. They
Yeah.
beat the number 1, the number 5, the number 2, and now they're facing the number 1 from the West. You would talk about a gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
as tough a road as you can take.
No easy easy path there. That's for sure.
But when you play at this level and you're in the NBA Finals, you have to beat the number 2, 1 seeds, obviously, or you're not going to get there.
Yeah.
Of course.
It's just like the NCAA.
Yeah.
FAU was knocking off the top teams. Why were they knocking off the top teams? That's who they had to play.
Yeah,
I mean, if you didn't knock them off, you were home.
I'm sure there's multiple examples of it, but I'd be curious to know how many teams went to the finals while knocking off both the number 1 and number 2 seed. That can't be a long list.
No, it's probably not. No, it's probably not a long list. It's out there.
Yeah.
There's been different teams that have done it, but I think with the Heat this year, like I said, they barely made the playoffs.
Yeah.
And the last month or so, as a Heat fan or a basketball fan, it was, are they going to even make it? I mean, that's what the narrative was. Can they make it?
Mm-hmm.
And they barely got into the playoff game, and then they lose. And then if they lost to Chicago, they don't even make it.
Yeah.
So it's what I've always said, more and more with sports, it's about playing your best ball at the end of the season and just getting in the dance.
Yep.
And if you get there, whether it's March Madness, the NBA, the NFL, baseball, hockey, you get hot,
That's it.
It's just like a team on a winning streak in the middle of June that's in a winning streak at the end of the month. I mean, you know what I mean? And that's whatever sport you have. And the Heat are good right now. They're on a great streak. They're playing good. They've had the most come from behind wins. They've covered the most times with a team that it's been actually, double-digit down in games, 10 points, 9 points. Been an underdog so many different times, won a lot of games on the road. But that's what you have to do at this level, and that's what they've done. But Coach Spo, I mean, I saw his press conference last night, 12:30. He comes out. He's like, hey, not even missing a beat.
No.
Like, we just got to get back to the 305. That's what he kept saying, whatever question.
Yep.
We didn't shoot well. But those are the guys that you look at, and like Jimmy said earlier, they don't let anybody or anything get them down. They just keep choo-choo down the track.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little derailment. Boom, we got to get back to 305, one game at a time, because you can't answer 3-1 because the record, there's only one team in NBA history who did it, and that was Cleveland a couple years ago with the Warriors. And they got a big break because Draymond Green got suspended. But again, they still did it. But that's the only game in the team in history. So we'll see what happens. But again, Coach Spo doesn't get enough credit. You know who gets enough credit around here? You guys, because you're a great audience. It is the Locker Room on a Saturday on Real Radio. We'll be back in a few minutes. Don't forget, Teddy covers 12:35. Peace.
Got something to say? Text us at 47142. Start your message with Real Radio. Standard data and message rates apply, and don't text while driving.
For more information about contests on the station, visit realradio921.com/rules.
This September, our iHeartRadio Music Festival is coming back to Las Vegas.
September 22nd and 23rd at T-Mobile Arena.
Streaming live only on Hulu. Tickets go on sale Friday, June 16th at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. But starting Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, Capital One cardholders can score tickets and other awesome experiences before anyone else for 48 hours only or while pre-sale tickets last.
Visit iHeartRadio.com/Capital One for more pre-sale details.
What's in your wallet?
From the Gordon and Partners Weather Center. Have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Collins with CBS 12 News. Hot and humid this afternoon with highs in the upper 80s, though feeling like the 90s. We have the chance for a few isolated showers and thunderstorms this afternoon and evening with the potential for heavy rainfall and frequent lightning. Then partly cloudy, still muggy tonight with lows in the 70s Sunday morning.
This report is sponsored by New South Window Solutions.
News Radio 1290 WJNO reminds you, in the event of a hurricane and power outages, know that we will be on live to make sure you're prepared and informed. Operation Stormwatch 2023 is brought to you by New South Window Solutions.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing in me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing is everything.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Hey, it's a Greek from Monroe's in Palm Beach. When I want to have a good time, there's only one place to go, Monroe's. Beautiful ladies, great food, and a great atmosphere. So when you go out and you want to have a good time, it's Monroe's in Palm Beach with the beautiful ladies. They are open 7 days a week to 5 a.m. with a 5-star menu and an all-star lineup of beautiful ladies. It's Monroe's in Palm Beach, 7 days a week. The entertainment is always top-notch. Peace!
The roar of the crowd, thousands singing as one. Live music delivers happiness. This summer, Yellowtail and iHeartRadio are teaming up to create exciting moments with Happiness Live. Access to a lineup of amazing music events that bring the joy of live experiences to fans across the country. And live events pair perfectly with the refreshing taste of Yellowtail wines. Find out how you could win the chance to attend an incredible concert event by visiting a retailer near you or at iHeartRadio.com/YellowtailWine.
In this week's Marketers Report, Patrizio Spagnoletto, Global Chief Marketing Officer, Direct-to-Consumer for Warner Brothers Discovery, weighs in on building trust.
Trust is a really hard thing to build and a really easy thing to destroy, and we have to be very respectful about that. Our partnership with iHeart has really helped us build that trust and that relationship with the on-air talent.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
We're Storm Smart. Here in Florida, that's a name people trust. For over 26 years, we've been making storm catcher screens, the leading hurricane safety product on the market, protecting over 90,000 Florida homes in communities just like yours. And while storms may come and go, one thing's for sure, Storm Smart's here to stay. Day in and day out, we'll be here, working harder to make sure you can breathe a little easier. Smart is protecting our community, today and tomorrow.
Hurricane season is here. Millions of people live in hurricane evacuation zones in Florida. This means that if an evacuation needs to happen, a lot of people need to get on the road. But if you're halfway full, you're halfway there. Keeping your gas tank at least half full during hurricane season ensures you won't have to wait in long lines to get gas when it's time to go. And you don't have to travel hundreds of miles. A half a tank of gas can easily get you to a safe location that's tens of miles away. For more tips, visit halfwayfullhalfwaydare.com.
This message is sponsored by the Florida Division of Emergency Management, Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this radio station.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Ricardo, quote, "This is one of the greatest inventions ever. I know this may sound like I'm exaggerating, but this sucker is amazing. The first time I did it, I couldn't believe what came out of my sinuses. I could breathe with ease. My wife just bought one too. Thank you for this product," unquote. He's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
Hi, I'm Julie Haft for WATC. The temperatures have been so hot lately. Remember, when your wife is hot, call Air Around the Clock at 888-FIX-MY-AC. Call 888-FIX-MY-AC now.
Right now at Diamonds Direct, whether you buy a $3,000 diamond pendant or a $30,000 designer ring, you can spread your payments over 5 years. Or if you prefer, you can get an on-the-spot savings as much as $5,000. And everything's included. Exquisite diamond rings, earrings, bands, bracelets. It's our best offer of all time. You can pick a low monthly payment for up to 5 years or get instant savings up to $5,000. Don't miss this amazing offer. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion. In Boca Raton behind Town Center. Get details and more at diamondsdirect.com on approved credit.
These are emails filling your employees' inboxes. Downloads beaming from device to device. And any one of them could be a cyber attack. Is it possible to keep your small business safe? It is with Comcast Business Security Edge. It helps keep your connected devices protected, and you can monitor threat activity in real time. So this security threat is the last thing you need to worry about. With Comcast Business, advanced security isn't just possible, it's happening.
Get started with fast speeds and advanced security for $39 a month for 12 months with no annual contract. Plus, ask how to get up to a $500 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Call or go online today to learn more. Offer ends 7/23/2023. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and automatic payments. New 100 megabits per second internet and Security Edge customers only. Equipment, installation, taxes, and other fees extra and subject to change. After 12 months, regular rates apply.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
Hi, I'm Joel Osteen. I've learned that your life follows your thoughts. You can't think negative and live positive. If you'll get your mind going in the right direction, your life will go in the right direction. I have a podcast where I talk about how to live positive, grateful, expecting good things. The feedback I often hear is that people enjoy the podcast because they find it encouraging and inspiring. Listen to the Joel Osteen podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. You're listening to The Locker Room.
Sounds great.
Now back to The Locker Room on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back in the locker room on a Saturday. Thanks so much for tuning in to Real Radio. If you guys have a question about the Heaters, you want to discuss that, can they come back for 3-1? The big message last night by Coach Spo was let's get it back to the 305. We talk about the Panthers if you want. And the Miami Dolphins, we'll get into that. Are they going to get something new for them? Maybe a new toy under the tree for them. Jimmy's in the house.
Good afternoon.
Joe's with us. He's just mirandering around and doing a couple things. He'll be joining us soon. 877-927-6969. That is the number to call. Panthers tonight. Jimmy, you're more of a hockey buff than anybody. What do you think about the Panthers?
I think they can come back. They get another win here on some home ice, and they get the Panthers right back into that series. So I think they can do it, no doubt about it. Hey, Vegas, good team. I mean, obviously, from the moment that team got put together out in Vegas, they've been absolutely phenomenal. So, kudos to them. Great job. And mad respect for them. But, let's see if we can get Florida back into this. And matter of fact, we got coverage of that starting tonight, pregame at 7:30 right here on Real Radio. And if you've got the latest iHeart Radio app on your phone, you can catch it there, too. So take it with you.
Joe, what do you think about the Panthers tonight? I know you're not a hockey guy, but have took a couple shots on goal over the years.
Yeah, so the Panthers have been so much fun to watch all playoffs, but it's just like the Heat. This is a team that made it very late in the process.
Sure.
They've been playing above their heads. They're 7-0 in overtime in the playoffs this year.
Which is unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And especially Game 3, which shout out to my buddy Jared, went to Game 3. Such a great comeback.
Yeah.
Like literally, like down to the nitty-gritty. They get the late goal, then the win in overtime.
Oh, getting rid
Carter
of
Verhaeghe. Yeah, it was awesome. Vegas is really good.
Yeah.
Vegas is just loaded.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the first two games, they outscored them like 12-5 or something.
Yeah.
Like that's a softball score.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's I don't know, man. I don't know if the Panthers have it, but I certainly hope they do. It's been a hell of a run. Really fun playoff to watch.
Oh, yeah, for both. I mean, it's done so much for South Florida. It's been very exciting. Like I said, it's great for business, for the restaurants and bars. Gave them an additional 2 months, no doubt.
Yeah.
And then you know what? It might go another week if the Panthers can win and the Heat can win, which is going to be tough.
Put a lot of money into the economy down here, that's for sure.
Certainly did.
Without a
Certainly.
doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, everywhere I was last night, packed galore. People watching the Heat game. Every time the Heat did something, people yelling, screaming. Same thing with the Panthers.
Yep.
So, I mean, again, both times, first time ever it's happened where two teams down here are in the Stanley Cup and the NBA Finals. Just doesn't happen. So it's been great to watch. And I think it's really pulled the community together.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? People love to watch it, root for it. Yeah, you first start noticing myself, and Jimmy and I talk about it, you start seeing a lot more people with jerseys.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I see the bumper stickers more and more. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
I don't. At least I know, and I don't think Greek is either, and I know Joe is.
No.
We don't say that to take a shot. I mean, that's just the way it is. I'll say the same thing that I have been saying about the past 3-5 years. Is I've never seen so many Buffalo Bill stickers on cars. Just because they've been winning, and of course you have a tendency of showing your colors when your team's winning.
Everybody loves a winner.
But it's tough in South Florida because there's so many options.
Yeah.
There's so many things to do down here. Like up in Cleveland, up in Buffalo, like there's
That's
drinking, eating, and sports.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Wow, those are two cities that suck.
that's adorable. And I really enjoy that, but no, that's not true.
It's Greek for the United States Tourism.
Yeah.
I was a free agent.
Yeah, it says Captain New Jersey over here. Cry me a river.
Hey, I was a free agent. They signed me and I came. That's the way I look at it. Florida wanted me and I came.
I took my talents to South Beach too, buddy.
I'm not denying that I'm not a whore.
That's for sure.
I know where the money is. You know what I'm saying? You want me? You write a check. Cash is king, but I'll take a check. Certified.
I'm going to Boca.
I almost left the Catholics, but I came back. I almost did. I mean, if the money was a little bit better, I wanted a couple more years.
It was almost there. Yeah. Had a decent signing bonus there for a minute.
I almost left, but again, like I say, it is all about it, and it's great for South Florida, and it's great for everybody that's behind it. So we're excited. It is the locker room. We're always excited for this guy when he joins us. He'll be at 12:35. Teddy Covers coming back into the locker room with some winners, and we'll see who he likes today in baseball. We'll ask him about the Belmont. Maybe he's got to play, and also we'll talk to him about the hockey. Maybe he's got an opinion on hockey. It is the Greek, Joe, and Jimmy. We'll be back. Peace.
Hi, this is Franny.
And this is Megan.
We're the hosts of Pillow Talk.
On this week's episode of Pillow Talk with Franny and Megan, I am so excited to hear about Megan's biggest interview thus far in her career. And we talk about a pretty savage revenge story that a woman did on her cheating boyfriend.
Is it the best or worst ever? You be the judge. But we also are going to talk about couples with larger age gaps between them. Is there more trust in the relationship? All of that, and of course, a fresh DM on Pillow Talk with Franny and Megan.
The new Raid Essentials Light Trap uses light to attract, then trap flying insects like fruit flies and mosquitoes, turning your home into restricted airspace. For insecticide-free protection that's people and pet-friendly, get new Raid Essentials Light Trap.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, risankizumab Rizza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing is every day.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Place your bid and pay 30, 40, up to 50% less during our used car mega sale at Craig's Inn's pre-auction sales center. Choose from over 700 economy cars, family cars, sports cars, luxury cars, trucks, and sport utility vehicles at up to 50% less than their original MSRP. And all qualifying vehicles are backed with a 30-day return policy for your peace of mind. Need credit? Get pre-approved in seconds online at preauctionsalescenter.com. Plus, we want to buy your car and pay you thousands more than it's worth. Pay up to 50% less during our used car mega sale at Craig's Inn's pre-auction sales center on 441 just south of Sheridan Street in Hollywood. Click preauctionsalescenter.com or call 844-MY-PRICE. Open till midnight.
Welcome back. Dave and Herb here, and we're talking fresh. Fresh from Florida, that is. Dave, tell our listeners about the produce that's in season. There's tomatoes, broccoli, watermelon, freppers, spinach. Wait, hold it. You're just putting fra in front of produce. Yeah, as in fresh from Florida. Produce tastes better when it's grown closer to home. You don't need to make up words. Really? Friends, visit followfreshfromflorida.com to see what's in season. Don't you mean .from? Really?
Do you suffer from anxiety, depression, insomnia, or chronic pain of any kind? You could qualify for medical marijuana to help with your symptoms. Go to mmjhealth.com to find out if you qualify. It takes less than a minute. That's mmjhealth.com.
Hey, it's the Greek for Precision Garage Door of South Florida. They have a large inventory of Hurricane garage doors. If you need a new garage door, look no further than Precision's Garage Door of South Florida. They're the largest inventory in stock of Hurricane garage doors. Does your door need service? You can call Precision 24/7. They have a quick response time even on weekends, and there's no extra charge. Precision is locally owned and operated, and all the work is done by trained and certified employees. If you need a new garage door or your garage door is not working properly, you can count on Precision. Go to FLGARAGE door.com.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season and available in the produce section right now. Whoa! Hey, careful now. There's plenty of juicy watermelon and other tasty Florida-grown produce for everyone. I mean, all you have to do is ask for Fresh from Florida or look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, risankizumab Rizza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing is every day.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
In this week's Marketers Report, Raja Rajamanar, Chief Marketing and Communications Officer of MasterCard, talks about measurement.
Measuring Sonic and Sonic branding, the principles of measurement are the same, but the parameters that you measure are different. We measured, and what we find is our investment is paying for itself in oodles.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Calling all South Florida sports fans. Championship action is heating up on the court and on the ice. So grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's, where you can cheer on your favorite South Florida teams. Duffy's is voted the best year over year with their award-winning burgers, wings, and 2-for-1 drinks. With over 80 TVs in each location, you'll never miss a minute of the action. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. And remember, at Duffy's, our game is always on.
As America's largest injury law firm, size is our strength. Morgan & Morgan.
1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in his lifetime. For black men, that stat is 1 in 6. When prostate cancer is caught early, it's highly treatable. But because most men have no symptoms, it's vital to talk to your doctor at your annual visit about prostate cancer screening. Not sure where to start? Remember, it's your life. Go to PCF.org today.
This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. You're listening to The Locker Room. Now back to The Locker Room on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back in The Locker Room on a Saturday. Thanks for tuning in to Real Radio 92.1. Home of the Florida Panthers tonight. Let's go, Cats. Let's get a W over Vegas. See what happens. Heaters last night, bad game. Did not play good in the second half. First half played good, but fell apart in the second half. And they are down 3-1. They got to go to Denver. That's going to suck going to Denver down 3-1. You don't want them you got to be thinking oh, man, they might celebrate on us. And we don't want to deal with that and hear all that in the locker room and everything like that. Pain in the ass. So we'll see what happens with that. We're going to have Teddy Covers calls in a couple minutes. And we'll get him on. 877-927-6969. That is the number for Teddy, and I'm sure he'll be calling us momentarily. Joe's in the house.
What's going on, boys?
And, of course, we got Jimmy.
Hello, and good afternoon.
877-927-6969. Dolphins, we're going to talk about them in a 1 o'clock hour, see what's going on with them. Are they going to get a new toy in their chest? Is Delvin Cook going to come to Miami? Somebody that they've talked about for a while. Every Saturday wouldn't be a Saturday without this guy. It's like Mickey Mouse not being in Disneyland. This guy knows his stuff. Great sports aficionado. Great with gambling. Gives us all the information we need. And he's always dependable and always right on time. Good afternoon, Teddy Covers.
What up, Teddy?
Were you worried, Greek, I wasn't going to call today?
No. You're like one of my ex-girlfriends that I know will always call eventually, but I know you never let me down.
I know we've been doing this 20-plus years now, or close to 20 years now, and I know there was one time, one time that I didn't call, I didn't show, because I remember I don't remember what happened, but I
think you were sick.
Really guilty about it.
I think you got sick.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it wasn't like I'm,
Yeah, you weren't sitting at the pool at the Caesars and you're like, screw Greek. No, you just got sick with it. But it is and it's funny, it's my longest relationship in my life. And, looking at the timetable, it's going to be tough to beat this streak.
Well, and this is why it works, because we don't see each other.
That's right. It's true.
The best relationship I ever had, of course, I'm married to my wife. I love my wife, But the best, the easiest dating relationship I ever had was long distance. And we'll see you once a month, we'll see you every couple of weeks, whatever it is.
Yeah,
easy.
It's easy,
and
you look forward to it. That's what it's at. Yeah, you look forward. I look forward to it every Saturday. It's the first thing that pops in my mind. All right, Teddy, we got a lot going on in sports, obviously. We got the Stanley Cup down here and the NBA Finals. And we want to see what your thoughts are on these situations, and obviously some baseball, Belmont. And where are we starting today?
So I have no opinion. I shouldn't say I have no opinion. I don't know yet what I'm going to do with Miami-Denver Game 4. Game 5, I should say. I really don't know what I'm tempted by the Heat, but I've been burned by the Heat in this series, so I don't know that I'm going to get there.
Mm-hmm.
From a total standpoint, I can only play that game under, and markets have adjusted significantly. We're talking about 208 now.
Yeah.
In a series that was lying 15 points higher, or a dozen points higher a few days ago. So I don't know for sure what I'm going to do for Game 5. Lean Miami, lean under. Don't know that I get too into it either.
Now, wasn't
Let me just look. If you want a Vegas, I got to look at my guy because he's won every game in the finals. He says play Vegas tonight.
Yeah, and then wasn't the over-under on amount of games in the NBA Finals, I believe you said 5.5, or am I mistaken?
5.5, yes. And I have over 5.5 games in that series. So Miami's loss last night did not please me at all.
Yeah, so you need a W Monday night.
That said, I mean, it's not like we haven't seen Miami face some significant adversity this postseason and pull out wins. But, I thought they were going to do it last night. They cut the lead to 6 in the fourth, and the crowd was going nuts, and they just they weren't good enough. Was what the
I think last night. If you look at it last night, we talked about this with the NBA. It's not 100%. There isn't anything in life or sports. But when Miami doesn't shoot above 35% 3-point range, they don't win. They just don't. And last night, that was the night where they can get out rebounded, they can have more turnovers. But the game that they won, they shot almost 50%. And last night, with Joker not having a great game, but a good game, and Murray. But then Gordon comes out of nowhere and scores 27 points, and that was tough for them.
When we talk about who wins championships, the stars get all the love, but we know we've been watching these for a long time. It's the Robert Horrys of the world, who become the stars in the postseason, or the Derek Fishers, or the Steve Kerrs, And last night it was a role player night. Who's going to get it done? Max Strus doesn't hit a shot.
No.
Again.
Vincent.
Gabe Vincent was another awful,
Martin.
Not good enough. And Denver's role players stepped up. Gordon was a monster last night.
Yeah, he was.
So was Brown.
Yeah, and the thing with the Heat, too, last night, their backcourt scored 2 points. You can't win a game in the NBA with your backcourt scoring 2 points. Just can't. It's not a good recipe.
And the turnover, they had their chances down the stretch, and they couldn't take care of the basketball.
No, it was not good.
So
it happens. So where are we going today in baseball? We got anything Major League Baseball we're looking at, or tonight? Because I got a couple questions.
So I have 2 in MLB for you today.
Okay.
And I got 1 for week 1 of college football. How about that?
Woo! Man, don't tease me. College football. Wow. That woke me up. I just, my God. I might have to undo one of the buttons on my shirt for that one.
That's a big carrot you're dangling there, buddy.
College football. All right, let's go Major League Baseball.
But that's the beauty of the month of June and the month of July, right?
Yeah.
If you do football work now, and I've done a bunch already, and I got a bunch more coming, but if you do football work now, A, you're ahead of the curve. B, you sound smart when you talk on the radio, and people go, ooh. And C, everybody on earth in June and July is jonesing for football content, man.
Yes.
Football's king. It's just how it is. So we'll get there in just a few minutes. And I warn you, it's not a marquee matchup.
That's
it is
right.
on TV, but it's not one of the, I'm not talking about one of the key games, but I'm talking about a game where the point spread is going to move a field goal plus between now and kickoff, and I think it's going to be a blowout. So we'll get there in a minute.
All right.
Okay. Let's talk to baseball for today. And let's start in interleague play and bet against your Miami Marlins, who were great for our bankroll last week at home when they were beating up on Oakland and Kansas City at home. And now they're going on the highway, and they're the Miami Marlins again. That was as lifeless an offensive performance as you could see in last night's ball game. And, of course, Alcantara, last year's Cy Young winner, what are they, 3-7 in his last 10 starts. And he's been lit up in most of them. He's eating up innings, but he's not mowing down opposing hitters. Kopech's the other side of the equation. Here's Chicago, a team that was awful in April and awful in early May. All of a sudden, they've won 6 out of 7. All of a sudden, they're 15-8 their last 23. Kopech's guy was rough early on. Look at him of late. He hasn't been consistent, but he's had some real gems. 4 or 5 of them his last 7 starts, where he's mowing opposing batters down. I want to ride the White Sox right now, and I think Miami's going to be a 500 level team. So after a 6-game win streak against weaklings, hitting the highway fat and happy, I'll fade the Marlins again tonight. Give me the White Sox, basically minus 110. It's pick 'em game.
All right.
White Sox over Alcantara and the Marlins. That is 2:10 Eastern time, early start, MLB.
All right, where are we going next?
Let's go to the Bronx and fade the Yankees.
Ooh.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, without Aaron Judge,
yeah,
I don't know how else to say. I mean, when you talk about an impact one guy has on a lineup,
yeah,
it's the biggest impact in baseball, all right? When Judge is in the lineup, the Yankees hit consistently. You get contributions up and down the line. When Judge is out of the lineup, look at the numbers for the Yanks. Their last 8 games, what did they score? 26 runs. They had those back-to-back 10-run outings against Seattle. And since then, they scored 26 runs in 8 games and can't get out of their own way. They held to 2 runs again. Yesterday, Cole throws a gem. Doesn't matter. I'm not convinced Herman's throwing a gem today. And I like the Red Sox for the plus price in the Bronx. You get them at plus 110, plus 115. Shop around, you can find better. But I think Boston is a live dog against their arch rival. That is 7:35 Eastern time in the Bronx.
All right, and now we're gonna get to the little bit of the big part of these 3. A college football game you can bet today, but you gotta wait for it.
Yes, you can. Let's talk about Cal and North Texas. How about that?
All right.
This is 4 o'clock Eastern time on Saturday, September 2nd. It'll be televised on one of the 4-letter networks, so it's a watch and win opportunity. Everything you're going to read about North Texas in any of your guides, and any of your printed guides are going to be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
They lost their 3 best players after spring practice to the transfer portal, and all 3 of them are likely to be starters in the SEC. So they had a huge talent drain. They're literally their best players. And when your 3 best players leave the team after spring practice, that's also one of those red flags you got to pay attention to. All right, so North Texas is bet against right now. And again, at some point, the marks will start paying attention to this matchup, probably the week before the game. And they'll realize, boy, North Texas is what we thought. And this line will move north of 10. Cal, who hasn't been good in recent years, they hit the transfer portal hard this offseason. They got TC quarterback. They brought in a quarterback from TCU who's going to be monster right away. So they have a new offense coordinator from Texas State. Cal's a bet-on team this year, all right? They had a talent influx. The coaching is in place, and they have a quarterback and a coordinator now. Those are things that make me willing to lay a touchdown or more on the road in week 1. Yeah, I think Cal beats them. I think Cal beats them good, and I think Cal's a bet-on team, at least for the month of September, in a Pac-12 conference where they will be completely overlooked. Give me the Bears. -9. If you shop around, really, it's a split line. There's 8.5 and there's 9s out there. I'm happy to be graded on -9. I think this line closes at least Cal 10.5 and possibly quite a bit higher than that. And I think they win by that margin. This is a blowout. Give me Cal over North Texas, week 1, college football.
All right, got a little tease of some college football. I got to give you a couple of games that I'm leaning toward. And a team that it was worst team in baseball all of a sudden won a couple of games and won last night. What do you think of the A's over the Brewers today?
I'd only play Oakland in that contest. When you have a bad team that has suddenly found something, you ride them.
Yeah.
And Oakland's a very bad team. Now, I would probably split my wager first 5 full games.
Okay.
With the A's. I might even take them only for, I don't know, in terms of a starting pitching matchup, I'll take my shot with Blackburn versus Tehran. It's the bullpen where Oakland starts to get really ugly sometimes, and the bullpens pitch well over the last couple of days. But we say ride the hot, fade the cold. Who's the hot team right now?
A's.
They were 12-50, and now they're 15-50. Best streak of the season. No argument. Taking them today again.
All right, a couple of the teams I'm looking at, because you know me real well. I'm a streaky guy. I like to go with the Tampa Bay playing well. Continue betting them.
So I don't like the look. Evaldi's one of these guys. I'm not stepping in front of.
Okay.
He's been so good, and we look at his track record on the road in pitcher-friendly parks. I mean, he's a monster. I might take under in this game. That's all I would do with Texas and Tampa. I would not fade Evaldi and the Rangers today. I'm a Rangers believer too.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. I know how good Tampa's. What are they? 30-6 at home right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just ridiculous. I'm not stepping in front of that, but I don't know. This is the day to back Tampa. I think of all these, when you talk about starters that aren't necessarily household names but are making you money, Evaldi's one of those guys.
All right, Mets not playing good. Pirates beat them up pretty bad. What do you think of Pittsburgh today? Mets continue to lose. They've lost, obviously, their home run hitter for a while.
I was so mad at myself for not playing Pittsburgh yesterday.
Yeah.
You know me. I just beat myself up over this stuff. I had them on the short list, and somehow I talked myself out of it. The game was over early. There was a no contest. I will not lay a price with the Mets.
Yeah.
The Mets are favored in this game.
Yep.
I ain't getting there. And Senga's hit or miss. He's had some real gems, and he's been not so good. So he's not he's not the most consistent hurler right now, but it's a Pirates or pass for me. I didn't play it, but I certainly wouldn't talk anyone out of looking at the Pittsburgh side.
All right, another team that's not playing well is Detroit Tigers. They got Arizona today. Arizona wins last night. Again, going with the streak. I like Arizona over the Tigers.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Nelson's a really hard guy for me to put my money on for Arizona.
Yeah.
He's rough. He's not. He's a AAA starter, or maybe he's a quadruple A starter. A guy who's too good to be in AAA, but not quite good enough to be in the big league. If the Tigers are going to win one game in this series, I think it'll be today. So I'm not in love with that one. That said, Detroit, I didn't play them. I'm not betting the Tigers, but the short road favorites, doesn't matter the sport, man. They're like, oh, it's so cheap, they're so much better, and those sometimes the red flags are up on in this particular price range. And I have not done well with my minus 120s / minus 130s this year, so I'm actively looking to avoid them.
What about your Vegas Knights? Do they come down to Florida and they get a game and take commanding lead? I know you're not a hockey guy, but what do you think of that?
Yeah, so I was looking up what my buddy sent. Brian Leonard, by the way, is his name. He's a night season ticket holder, and he does what I do. So he's a real sharp guy, and he's one of the only people who I'm interested in who he's playing.
Yeah.
And he sent over. He's on the so. Look at you guys. I'm giving my friends play away for free.
Nice.
Yeah. He's on the Knights today, and I think he's won every game so far here in the final. So he's been in excellent form, and he says that Vegas was the better team in Game 3, even though they lost, and he expects them to win.
All right, Teddy, we're going to ask you to pick a number between 1 and 9.
Oh, it's obvious. It's 9.
What is it?
9.
All right. Well, the Belmont today's got 9 horses, so we'll bet the 9. Handicap at 101.
That's how we do it.
I did it at the track. I go up to a pretty girl, and I'm like, pick a number between 1 and 10. And she'll go, why not? But just pick a number, 6. I go, okay, we're betting it. And I walk away to the window. I mean, you got to get something. I mean, it works.
Good luck with that 9 horse. I've done zero work on the Belmont.
That's all good. We always appreciate it. Again, we're getting ready for football season, talking a little bit about the NFL and college. The one thing we have talked about, and I keep getting text messages, you addressed it last week, was that we do think scoring is going to be down in college football, and that early on we do think the lines will be adjusted. When you say adjusted, what do you see? 3 to 5 points, 1 to 3 points?
It's honestly, I haven't gone through. and I'm not seeing many totals up. I'm not seeing any totals up.
Okay.
So they haven't been adjusted yet because they're not up yet. It's too early for totals, at least for college football. The markets are going to be volatile when it comes to, if you see week 1 being super low scoring or super high scoring, the market's going to go nuts in week 2. Because the truth is, the bettors aren't ahead of the odds makers. The odds makers aren't ahead of the bettors. Nobody knows exactly how many points are going to be deflated off of the new rule changes where the clock continues moving in college football. You can guesstimate, and the math model guys certainly have done that. They're like, there's going to be 8 or 12 plays per game less, and that's the equivalent of 1 to 2 drives, and so on and so forth. And they mathematically, put that. But yeah, in terms of how much they're expecting, I think it's in the field goal range of scoring being down in college football. But the markets are not a static thing. They're dynamic. They're going to adjust and react to whatever they see. So whatever we see in week 1, expect a huge overreaction week 2 and bet against it. If week 1 is really low scoring, bet a bunch of overs week 2 after the markets, after the bettors come in and just bet everything down too far. As week 1 ends up being high scoring, I would say overreact the other way because there will be some decline. There's going to be fewer plays per game, and there's no, when you have fewer plays per game, it's a clear correlation to lower scoring. So whichever way we see it in week 1, I think there's going to be an overreaction that has the potential to offer bettors some real value in week 2, week 3 of this college football campaign. But as of now, I can't tell you which way that value is going to be because I don't know how it's going to play out.
So, Teddy, kind of changing gears real quick. I know how much work you do on the NFL, and now that the majority, there's still a couple of higher profile free agents out there, but the majority of these rosters have been settled. They're in mini camp right now, working towards, the break before training camp. Give me a couple teams that are going to be your sneaky teams this year that you're going to make some money on, you think are just like snakes in the grass and going to surprise everybody once the regular season swings around.
So let's start with Atlanta. A Falcons team that probably overachieved their talent level each of the last 2 years. A Falcons team that, when you look at the broader marketplace, you heard anyone talking about Atlanta this offseason?
No.
Anyone anywhere?
No.
Just talking about how weak the NFC South is.
These are teams we make money with. We make money with decent teams. Atlanta's not great. Atlanta's not going to the Super Bowl. Atlanta's probably not going to the playoffs. But Atlanta's going to win. Atlanta's a 500-level team, at least. I wouldn't be surprised if they win 9 games. They're a 500-level team with a coaching staff. Again, one of the things that I always look for, I want a coaching staff that has to win this year. All right? Everyone talks about it. I've seen 500 quotes from Falcons players over the last few years talking about how much they respect Arthur Smith, how smart that guy is, how much they buy into his system. This is the year he's got to produce. He's got to win something. They've got they're solid in the trenches. They're going to be able to run the football. I wouldn't be surprised their offense looks. I don't want to overstate it, but I wouldn't be surprised their offense looks a little bit like Philadelphia's from last year.
They got a lot of
They
fun
can
talent
run the
on
football and chuck it downfield. They've got playmakers downfield, dude. Defensively, I think they're solid. I like the Falcons. No one's talking about them. I think they'll make money with them, and I would not hesitate at all to put some, Atlanta to win the division, Atlanta to make the playoffs.
Wow.
And plus prices on all that.
They had a sneaky good offseason, man.
Yeah, but so Atlanta's absolutely a team that stands out to me in that regard. That I think is going to be better than people expected. All I'm looking for now, it seems that nobody's hyping.
Yep.
The Falcons pretty high on that list for me.
Yeah, again, you look at the division; it's a very weak division, and the average bettor just dismisses it. You know what? There's nobody there, and the big teams and the big divisions where your eyes usually go. Everybody's talking about the AFC East with Rodgers, and obviously you got Buffalo and Miami. That's the sexy division.
Sure.
The other ones nobody even thinks about.
If you ask a casual fan, name me a player on Atlanta, I'm putting the over/under at 0.5.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're right.
They don't know Ritter. They don't know Drake London or Kyle Pitts. None of these guys they know.
No.
They're not stars yet.
The backfield, too, man. They got a strong backfield. They had a couple of really good free agents, Jesse Bates, Calais Campbell. Man, you're very on point. That team is sneaky.
So many people don't know guys on teams.
No.
And I would say the percentage is so high, and if you put up money.
And if they do, it's because they play fantasy football.
That's it.
Yeah.
But I'm saying all sports.
No, I've got buddies that I argue with, and like halfway through the argument, I'm like, dude, we're not talking fantasy football.
Yeah.
Like this guy can play. I'm telling you.
Yeah. But people don't know. They just don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, that is our society. Even sports fans today, they're more consumed with everything, the flash, the name that gets out there, and that's it. They really couldn't tell you. I mean, if you went down to Marlins Park tonight or whenever they're playing, you couldn't get people to name 3 guys. I mean, you really couldn't. I mean, you just wouldn't. They got a guy hitting 400. I mean, you just
nobody knows who he is.
No, nobody knows.
Still anonymous.
Yeah, and I mean, he walks in the stadium, he probably gets proofed. And like, who are you? I mean, that's just the way it is. Yeah,
well, and the turnover to teams with free agency has changed it. I mean, the years of those teams that have that core of 20 plus guys that stay there too.
It just changes.
You don't see that as much anymore.
It's just how sports has evolved. And obviously with sports gambling, it is a huge part of it. That's why we're thankful this guy calls us every week, gives us great information, and picks on the arm. You can't get that anywhere, Teddy. Teddy, tell them how they can consume you, get your information, and follow this train that always goes down the track and always makes one sound. Choo-choo.
Well, I do have to warn you guys. So next week, I'm here, and then after that, I'm off for the summer. I'm not going to hear from you.
The summer?
It'll be like I've been waiting to do this. So this is a trip we planned in 2020, and then of course it didn't quite happen. So we're trying it again this time. I've never taken my son on a road trip yet.
That's awesome.
He's almost 12.
So you can still call us.
Yeah,
really. Call us on the road.
I was going to say, Teddy, good luck with these guys. I took off 1 week, and I got run through the ringer.
1 day. You got your ass kicked.
So when are you coming back? August or September?
Yeah, I'll be here next week, and then you won't hear from me till August. So
good for you, man.
But
August when? Just all the good
yeah.
What we
Nail us
August
down
when?
here, Teddy.
We got preseason here, buddy.
We get this approved.
We talking mid-August, first week of August? What are we talking about?
It might actually be the second week.
All right.
So again, we're driving back. I'll let you know, Greek. I promise.
All right, you're the best.
I won't abandon you forever, but that's 25 years of business. I'm ready for a vacation.
You deserve it.
If there's anybody that I know in this business, unbelievable. So enjoy your time, Teddy.
Yeah, if it was 24 years, I would have bitched.
Yeah.
But 25, I'll let you go.
Yeah. Just made the threshold.
You just made it with 25.
You can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at Teddy_covers. You can visit the website at sportsmemo or wagertalk.com.
Teddy, love you, brother. We'll talk next week. I hope you have a perfect weekend for everybody down here. And I hope the Heat win Monday night so you get that over. I'll be rooting for you, buddy.
Always a pleasure, Teddy.
I'm rooting for it too, my friend. Thank you so much.
All right. Have a good day.
Teddy.
It is the Greek. It is Joe. It is Jimmy. We're going to get into the Miami Dolphins and a possible new toy for Tua. We'll be back.
Hey, it's Rover from Rover's Morning Glory. Wake up with me each morning. Just tell your smart device to play Real Radio 92.1 on iHeartRadio. And you can wake up with me right next to you. Romantic.
Right now at Diamonds Direct, whether you buy a $3,000 diamond pendant or a $30,000 designer ring, you can spread your payments over 5 years. Or if you prefer, you can get an on-the-spot savings as much as $5,000. And everything's included. Exquisite diamond rings, earrings, bands, bracelets. It's our best offer of all time. You can pick a low monthly payment for up to 5 years or get instant savings up to $5,000. Don't miss this amazing offer. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion. In Boca Raton behind Town Center. Get details and more at diamondsdirect.com on approved credit.
And now, it's time for the country music trivia question of the day, brought to you by Storm-Tight Windows. Now listen very closely. Turn up your radio, because if you guess right, you could win up to $25,000 in impact windows for your home. Today's question is, what famous mascot is associated with a college in Gainesville?
Oh, that's easy. It's a gator.
Quiet, we're recording. Now get your texting fingers ready, because if you're one of the first 20 listeners to text your answer to 373737, you could win up to $25,000 in impact windows for your home, courtesy of Storm-Tight Windows. There's no purchase necessary. Just text your answer to what famous mascot is associated with a college in Gainesville.
I told you it's a gator.
Okay. Text GATOR, GATOR, to 373737 for your chance to win up to $25,000 in impact windows for your home. Text now.
The hockey finals are live on Real Radio 92.1, presented by Precision Garage Door of South Florida.
Eating good is about more than just tasty food. Eating good is about doing good, too. And that's exactly what Fresh from Florida is all about. Supporting local Florida farmers, creating jobs in our communities, and of course, making sure you can enjoy all the fresh flavors Florida has to offer. Because produce tastes better when it's grown closer to home. So eat good tonight. Look for the Sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop. Learn more at followfreshfromflorida.com.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency on earth, and if you owe back taxes, the news isn't good. The IRS is raising the interest rate it charges on unpaid taxes, and further rate hikes are expected. Most people don't know it, but the IRS adds interest charges to your tax debts daily. So if you owe the IRS today, you'll owe even more tomorrow. And it doesn't stop until you get right with the IRS. The good news is getting right can start with one phone call to Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm. Optima's tax professionals specialize in the Fresh Start Initiative, a powerful IRS program that can save you thousands if you qualify. In fact, the experts at Optima have resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients. Call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, "Navage is the best thing I bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing." Or this one, "I use Navage every night, could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better." Unquote. Those are 2 of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
In this week's Marketers Report, Chris Brandt, Chief Marketing Officer at Chipotle Mexican Grill, weighs in on the power of audio, specifically audio influencers.
Audio has been a key component for us. Our consumer is omnichannel, so we need to be omnichannel. We've used audio to reinforce what we're showing on TV, what we're showing in other digital channels. When your priority is driving reach, boy, everybody seems to listen to the radio. I think using the audio influencers has been a huge component for us. Working with iHeart, we were able to really tease out the audio influencers in key markets that were authentic Chipotle fans. And because it's authentic and because they're seen as trusted friends by the customers and the listeners, it's really been an effective strategy.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all. Every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company. iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, risankizumab Rizza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing in me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing is everyday.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Grab your shades, your flip-flops, and your free iHeartRadio app for summer 2023. No matter where you go this summer, your favorite radio station, the music you love, and the best podcasts in the world will be along for the adventure. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Trust is a big deal, especially when it comes to your health. This is Jeff for the Atlantic Men's Clinic, and if you're a man suffering with erectile dysfunction, low testosterone, or other male sexual health issues, there's no better place for you to get treated than the Atlantic Men's Clinic. Men trust us because experience and expertise matter. The fact is, we've successfully treated thousands of men across Florida since 2020. Our ED treatments are highly effective with success rates well over 90%, and we offer a full range of treatment options that could have you performing like you haven't in years. Plus, if you're like most guys, the low T and growth hormone treatments we offer will give you better sleep, increased energy, improved gains in the gym, and a higher sex drive. This could really change your life. So call us first. Your initial appointment includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. Call 877-455-7300. That's 877-455-7300. Or go to AtlanticMen'sClinic.com. We have 6 clinics across South Florida to serve you. Atlantic Men's Clinic, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Listening to The Locker Room.
This is perfect.
Now back to The Locker Room on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
It is The Locker Room on a Saturday. Thanks for always tuning in to Real Radio. Always appreciate you guys making us your choice. And then tonight, don't forget, it is the Panthers. Excited about that. They'll be on Real Radio. Jimmy's in the house.
Good afternoon.
Joe is here.
What's going on, gentlemen?
And I think we have somebody trying to get in the locker room.
We do. We got our buddy Anthony checking in with us. Hey, Anthony, what's going on, bud?
Greek, how you doing, sexy?
I'm good, Anthony. I haven't heard from you in a while. I hope everything is good in your life, and you're swimming upstream with a paddle.
Yeah, I had to take a break after the Celtics. You know, I told you I lost both my ass cheeks on that series. You know, the Heat finally got their wings clipped a little bit. Now I got to make some money back with the Nuggets. You haven't having the Nuggets.
Well, I know, and when the Nuggets were playing, I thought of you. I said he's got to have the Nuggets. Nuggets were a good bet the last 2 games. I mean, they really were. 3 points. They covered the first half. They covered halftime bet. Last night, the Heat were -1 second half. My buddies thought it was a suck-in, and they all went on the Heat. And I just thought Denver was going to do it, and they did. The Heat were not shooting good.
It's so amazing. It's so amazing, too, when, Jokic, when he shoots the three.
Yeah.
It's almost like you know how Curry when he shoots a three, like it just has a little raindrop, like it falls right in.
Yeah.
When Jokic shoots a three, it's like a dagger, like it's almost like a pass.
Yeah.
And like you think like it's just gonna hit the rim.
Yep.
Like it's just gonna bounce the rim and hit right back, but it just slides right in. It's so amazing when he shoots the three. It's exciting.
He has a very awkward shot. If you're watching it, you're like, it looks like you're in the playground and somebody's shooting out of their ass, and you're like, that ain't going in. And it hits nothing but net.
Yeah.
It don't even hit the rim or the backboard. Just swish, and you're like, wow.
One of my friends calls it a LA fitness shot, like like they're just guys in a gym.
Yeah,
that's what it looks like. They're playing good though. The Heat, like you said an hour ago, they're playing with casino money right now.
Yeah,
it's everything is gravy for them, even if they don't even make it. But that team's going to be here for a while. Especially the Nuggets are going to be here for a while. About a year ago, I called in and I was talking to you about Tiger and that big deal that he passed up on.
Yeah.
And I remember you telling me that, he doesn't care about money. Like, he's made all these millions. I mean, this week, you got to say, did he go to sleep one night and say, oh, my God, like, I could have had, $800 million more, and like, it wouldn't even have mattered. You still stick it to IG? Like, you don't think he cares?
I mean, I remember the conversation, and I feel like guys like Tiger and LeBron have millions and millions of dollars, and we're talking hundreds of millions. Do they care about more money? Yes, they all want more money. I'm not saying that. When the deal happened with the PGA, if what has come out about that, we'll discuss it. We're going to discuss it next segment. is true, and we don't know. It's only know we told that Tiger didn't know or Rory didn't know, I would be more upset about that. Like, here I am, going out for the PGA, speaking about it, and you didn't even bring me in. But like in life, a lot of times you don't tell somebody something because you know what the reaction is going to be. Tiger wasn't going to be like, yeah, that's great.
Okay, yeah.
Why didn't we do it sooner?
Yeah.
He was going to be pissed. And, of course, because he was out there defending the PGA and saying that he was loyal. Does he miss the money? Yes. My comment was he has so much money. I think for most people, 9 out of 10, you offer money, that's it. That's like, wow, I'll get it done with some money. But somebody like Tiger and Rory and those guys, they got tons of money. So it's like, all right, I'd rather have the integrity, and I want to stick with the PGA. It's a slap in their face. And, of course, the PGA now puts on the lipstick of, oh, we're getting more information now we didn't have. That's not true. I would rather have the commissioner to say, you know what, we sold out. The price was so good, we couldn't say no.
And he sort of said that without saying it.
Yeah,
sort of.
He did. He did say, I found more information. But, I mean, it's like anything. Jimmy owns a house. If somebody said to him, now it's a different time, but somebody said to him a couple of years from now, hey, Jimmy, I want to buy your house. Like, I'm sort of not selling. Somebody said, here's $300,000 over market. I'm gone.
No problem.
Yep.
I mean, you could buy my shirt, my watch, my car, anything, a body part. You give me the right money, I'm your bitch.
Well, and especially after Tiger and Rory made such a big deal about against LIV. I think that's, and then here they defended the PGA, and the PGA turned around and said, sorry about that.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good when that happens. Anytime anybody betrays you, and I'm sure that's the way they feel. They must feel betrayed. And again, they took on, what their motto was and their thought process was like, hey, we're not selling out. We're sticking with you. We're loyal. And then this guy comes on, Monahan, the commissioner, and says, hey, you know what? It's good for everything. It's good for the game. It's going to be bigger tournaments. It's going to be bad. Come on. And again, a deal like this, which the average person doesn't understand, this isn't 3 phone calls. This is months of negotiating. It's not like, you call and go, you know what, hit me back at 4, we'll just loop it up. No way. This is big. So this has been worked on for a long time, and that's the thing, too. I'm sure there's been many conversations with Rory and Tiger where this guy was not saying a word.
Yep.
And I am surprised in today's times where you can't even walk down the street without somebody finding something or a rumor, whether it's politics or dating or this was kept so on the wraps.
It's impressive, actually.
Yeah. It is. Yeah. It really is. I mean, because there's always somebody who knows.
Yep.
Some loophole, somebody hears something, somebody knows something.
There's
the pool guy.
Paper trail of some kind.
Yeah. So
and some snooping something or other is going to find it.
Yeah. So I think that Rory and Tiger, will they miss the money? Yes. But I also think they feel very betrayed. And I also think now they'll probably get checks from the PGA. They were saying that everybody's going to get paid. But, yeah, I don't think it's a great thing. And I don't know if Monahan's going to stay in power. They were saying that a lot of golfers want to get him out because they feel
they
betrayed.
do now.
It's a little late in the game for all that.
Yeah. So, we don't know what's going to happen. I don't think it's the PGA is great image because they want to make like it's Disneyland and la, la, la. We don't take anything. You're right up there with everybody else, bro. Your hands are out. So, and when I always say cash is king, this is a great example. Sorry, you took it. So, sorry. That's what it's all about.
I guarantee you one thing. Phil Mickelson has not had any better night sleeper in his entire life than this week. Like, he doesn't have a problem in the world. But, after making the deal, after making that big deal, and, you can get a comeback and they gave him more money. He rolled the dice. He rolled the dice and it landed on 6s.
But you know what? I don't look at the guys who went with the LIV rolled anything. They got paid so much money.
Didn't matter.
Who cares? Even if the league dropped, they were still getting paid. You're dealing with people that are strong with paper. It wasn't like they were like, here's a check and put it in on the 30th.
Yeah.
You're dealing with...
Oh, yeah. That check was good.
That's right.
That check was good. There's no doubt about that.
Even if it crashed, like other situations, if you want to talk business, like the World Football League, USFL, Steve Young said he never got paid. He was with the LA Express. He's supposed to get $20 million. He goes, I didn't get $1 million.
That's the problem with every rival league is they don't have the deep pockets to actually pose something of a threat to the main league.
Of course.
And that's I said from the start, the best thing about this LIV thing is that it was going to make the PGA change how it does business and
They had
treat
no
the
choice.
players better.
They had no choice.
to.
They had no choice.
Yeah.
But again, the money's there. So even if it crapped out, right? And Phil was, what is he going to do? Go back to the PGA? He's got a name. I mean, Phil doesn't care. He's had so many issues off the links. I mean, with other things that were really big in his life that he just bounced back. So for him to say like it worked out for him the day he signed and he got whatever it was, $70 million.
Yeah.
That's working out.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, he's all right.
I mean, you lefty.
I guess that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, would you really care? If you played a scratch off tonight and you won for $1 million or $2 million, don't you think your attitude tomorrow is going to be like, kiss my ass?
It's going to be a little bit different.
Yeah. Right or wrong?
Oh, what integrity?
That's right. Stick your integrity, you know where.
Greek, I love Baltimore tonight against KC Royals. I like them. They're hitting good. The O's are hitting good. I think Teddy didn't bring it up today, but last year the O's were the best team against the spread in baseball. I like the O's tonight against the
I think you're a good pick. I like the Orioles too. I take the run line, and in baseball, you bet streaks.
Yeah.
When a team's losing, you keep betting on them, and when a team's winning, you keep betting on them. The A's have won a couple in a row. Detroit's lost 7 in a row. The Mets have lost a bunch of games. You know what? I used to do that all the time. I look for, you look the last 10 games, and you look at the streaks, and just jump on it. Anthony, we're going to Benihana. Thank you for the call. Don't be such a stranger, and good luck with the Orioles tonight.
I love you, Greek.
All right,
Take
bro,
it
you're
easy,
the best.
buddy.
It is the Locker Room on a Saturday. We'll be back. We'll get into the Miami Dolphins, and we'll talk a little bit more golf in the afternoon. Is it wrong to take the money? Yeah, I don't think so. We'll be back.
We'll be your friend. Follow us at Real Radio 92.1 on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
This September, our iHeartRadio Music Festival is coming back to Las Vegas.
September 22nd and 23rd at T-Mobile Arena.
Streaming live only on Hulu. Tickets go on sale Friday, June 16th at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. But starting Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, Capital One cardholders can score tickets and other awesome experiences before anyone else for 48 hours only or while pre-sale tickets last.
Visit iHeartRadio.com/Capital One for more pre-sale details.
What's in your wallet?
From the Gordon and Partners Weather Center. Have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Collins with CBS 12 News. Hot and humid this afternoon with highs in the upper 80s, though feeling like the 90s. We have the chance for a few isolated showers and thunderstorms this afternoon and evening, with the potential for heavy rainfall and frequent lightning. Then partly cloudy, still muggy tonight with lows in the 70s Sunday morning.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Kickstart your imagination with Audible. Hear celebrity and music memoirs, mysteries, true crime, and more. Audible is the home of storytelling, audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Rizza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing in me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing is every day.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
The hockey finals are live on Real Radio 92.1, presented by Precision Garage Door of South Florida.
Men, summer is here. It's a time to vacation, get outside, and enjoy life with the one you love. But if you have erectile dysfunction, you know how it makes you feel. Embarrassed, frustrated, even angry. and that can make summertime a lot less fun. This is Jeff for the Atlantic Men's Clinic, and if you have ED, I want to encourage you today to get treated. Stop dealing with the lack of confidence and low self-esteem that ED brings, and start being intimate again without the fear you can't perform. At the Atlantic Men's Clinic, we're experts in treating ED. We've successfully treated thousands of men, and our protocols have success rates with well over 90%. And we have many treatment options and treatment combinations for greater efficacy. You could even last up to an hour or more and make sex great again, both for you and your partner. So call us first. Your initial appointment includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. Call 877-455-7300 or go to AtlanticMen'sClinic.com. That's AtlanticMen'sClinic.com. We have 6 clinics across South Florida to serve you. Atlantic Men's Clinic, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Florida Talk Real Estate is your one-stop real estate shop. Whether you're looking to buy a home, sell a home, you're stuck with a home and you don't know what to do, look no further than FloridaTalkRealEstate.com. Listen every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. until 11, right here on Real Radio 92.1.
Right now at Diamonds Direct, whether you buy a $3,000 diamond pendant or a $30,000 designer ring, you can spread your payments over 5 years. Or if you prefer, you can get an on-the-spot savings as much as $5,000. And everything's included. Exquisite diamond rings, earrings, bands, bracelets. It's our best offer of all time. You can pick a low monthly payment for up to 5 years or get instant savings up to $5,000. Don't miss this amazing offer. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion. In Boca Raton behind Town Center. Get details and more at DiamondsDirect.com on approved credit.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Brisa, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing is every day.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Heart failure, carpal tunnel syndrome, shortness of breath, stomach issues, lower back pain. How does it all add up? If you have heart failure and any of those seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, it's time to talk with your cardiologist and get the full picture. They may add up to transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy. ATTR-CM is a rare and underdiagnosed disease. Recognize the signs and discuss them with your doctor soon. Learn more at connectwithyourheart.com. That's connectwithyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of West Palm Beach Breathe-Free Sinus and Allergy Centers called balloon sinuplasty. Imagine the relief of not having to deal with your chronic sinus infections. Set an appointment today with Dr. Cody All at West Palm Beach Breathe-Free Sinus and Allergy Centers and find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Call 561-459-3228. 561-459-3228. That's 561-459-3228.
Calling all South Florida sports fans. Championship action is heating up on the court and on the ice. So grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's, where you can cheer on your favorite South Florida teams. Duffy's is voted the best year over year with their award-winning burgers, wings, and 2-for-1 drinks. With over 80 TVs in each location, you'll never miss a minute of the action. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. And remember, at Duffy's, our game is always on.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
Hi, I'm Joel Osteen. I've learned that your life follows your thoughts. You can't think negative and live positive. If you'll get your mind going in the right direction, your life will go in the right direction. I have a podcast where I talk about how to live positive, grateful, expecting good things. The feedback I often hear is that people enjoy the podcast because they find it encouraging and inspiring. Listen to the Joel Osteen Podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. You're listening to The Locker Room.
I'm amazing.
Now back to The Locker Room on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yeah. Sometimes you hear a song and you're just like, yeah.
This one pumps me up too. I love this one.
Where were you when the last time you heard this song? Were you at Monroe's? Yeah.
Greek to the main stage. Greek to the main stage.
Don't get out your dollar bills. Get your 20s ready.
20s.
20s.
Benjamin.
That's right. I don't want to be that guy.
This isn't the Tuesday lunch shift, baby. This is Friday night.
Damn right.
Prime time, baby. PTP. Prime time player. It is the Real Radio crew. It is the Locker Room, always on Saturdays 11 to 3. Teddy covers. Jimmy will put his picks up for you guys. He gave us 2 in Major League Baseball and 1 college game. And when you hear college, you're like, college?
College?
Man,
what?
It's June. Well, guess what? Blink, bitch. And it's going to be September. And it'll be time to rake the leaves. And I can't, people cannot. And he's so right, because last night watching the Heat game with about 9 of my friends, and all good last night. I remembered everybody's name, which was great. That was impressive. I worked on that.
He was at George Foreman's house, so it was super easy. Hey, George. Hi, George. Hello, George.
Georgia.
Hey, George. Hi, George.
Yeah, well, it's guys I've been friends with for a decade, so I really can't.
Yeah. Better get there now.
That's an awkward conversation.
And they got money, so.
Yeah. That does help. I had a rip in a pair of my pants last night, and it was so bad that I would put my phone in my pocket and it would slide right down.
Oh, wow.
And I kept saying, like, I'm going to drop and it's going to go in a sewer. Mm-hmm. Like, that's what I kept thinking.
Sure.
And even though I knew the hole was in my pants,
you kept doing it.
I kept, just out of habit.
Yep.
And I did it like 4 or 5 times. So finally, this kid texts me and goes, man, sew those pants.
Yeah. Needle and thread. 35 cents. Hobby Lobby, Bubba.
That's it. That's what's up. I said, I can't sign it, man. I can't do it. It is the Locker Room on a Saturday. We will be talking about the Miami Dolphins when we return. We'll finally get into that. We just got a little derailed with the whole live thing and the money with the PGA. That was a big story. Messier signing this week. Now, I did find out a couple things last night. You could have bought season tickets for that team 2 weeks ago for $400 for the season.
Yep.
For the season.
Yeah.
For now?
Oh, through the roof.
Through the roof. The roof is on fire. Get it. $400 for the season.
If he can get them.
Yeah. Now they said ridiculous. Almost 4 or 5 times higher than that was. Crazy. Got the Panthers. Don't forget about them tonight on Real Radio 92.1. It is Game 4. Panthers need to get this series even. Hopefully we can beat the Vegas Knights. It is Joe, Jimmy, and the Greek. We're going to come back and discuss the Miami Dolphins and so much more. Peace.
iHeartRadio is the easy-to-use app for music and radio. Download the free iHeartRadio app today. Florida Panthers Championship Hockey lives on Real Radio.
It's a historic season for the Florida Panthers, beating all the odds and hushing all the haters. Your Florida Panthers are now the NHL Eastern Conference champions.
And now the Panthers battle the Las Vegas Golden Knights for the Stanley Cup.
Catch every game of the Stanley Cup Finals on your official FM home of the Florida Panthers Championship Hockey. Real Radio 92.1.
Florida Panthers Hockey and the Stanley Cup Finals on Real Radio are presented by Precision Door.
This is Jared Carabas. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network, presented by DraftKings.
The Heat fell to Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets in Game 4 of the NBA Finals last night in Miami. Denver is now 1 win away from the franchise's first ever NBA title. The series shifts back to Denver for Game 5 on Monday evening. The Marlins' 6-game winning streak was snapped by the White Sox yesterday, and 14 players, including 5-star prospects Ellis Robinson IV and Colin Simmons, are currently visiting the Miami Hurricanes. I'm Bill Horrific.
Baseball is back with me, Jared Carrabis, breaking down the sport of baseball and discussing my picks all season long. Download and listen to the newest episode from my show, Baseball is Dead with DraftKings, releasing in season every Monday and Thursday, available wherever you listen to podcasts.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. They have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Miami area attorneys. Se habla español. Legal services available in English and Spanish. Offices in Miami-Dade County and Fort Lauderdale. CordellCordell.com. Lisa Cartus, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
We're recording this Progressive commercial on a real boat to let people know that when you bundle your home, boat, and other vehicles...
What was that, Flo?
Progressive saves you money, Jamie.
Why are we doing this on a boat?
We were going for authenticity.
We're going to the city?
Authenticity.
You mean Atlantic City? But we're not in the Atlantic. Are we?
Bundle your home and other vehicles with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Discount not available in all states or situations.
Hey, it's a Greek from Monroe's in Palm Beach. When I want to have a good time, there's only one place to go, Monroe's. Beautiful ladies, great food, and a great atmosphere. So when you go out, you want to have a good time, it's Monroe's in Palm Beach with the beautiful ladies. They are open 7 days a week to 5 a.m. with a 5-star menu and an all-star lineup of beautiful ladies. It's Monroe's in Palm Beach, 7 days a week. The entertainment is always top-notch. Peace!
We're Storm Smart. Here in Florida, that's a name people trust. For over 26 years, we've been making storm catcher screens, the leading hurricane safety product on the market, protecting over 90,000 Florida homes in communities just like yours. And while storms may come and go, one thing's for sure, Storm Smart's here to stay. Day in and day out, we'll be here, working harder to make sure you can breathe a little easier. SMART is protecting our community, today and tomorrow.
Sheridan House Counseling Center is a safe place to turn for guidance and support. Their staff consists of licensed mental health professionals. Visit SheridanHouse.org to see how they can help. Real answers for real issues. Sheridan House, answers for today's family.
I'm Ellie Anajar of Anajar & Levine. Injured in a car crash? Never rush to settle with insurance companies, and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar & Levine. Our experienced legal team will fight to win you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call me, Ellie Anajar, for a free consultation and take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
Interest rates may be going up everywhere else, but at International Diamond Center, we've got the relief you need. We've slashed interest rates down to 0 for 5 whole years, so you can get that $6,000 designer ring and pay just $100 a month. A $3,000 pair of diamond earrings, just $50 a month. Bands, bracelets, designer jewelry, even GIA certified diamonds. Buy now and spread your payments over 5 years without a dime in interest. It's the easiest and smartest way to buy. Now for a limited time at IDC.
Get the lowest interest rate on the planet right now at International Diamond Center. 0% for 5 whole years. That's right. Instead of 7%, 12%, or 22%, IDC has rolled back to 0% interest financing. How about a $12,000 GIA certified diamond for just $200 a month? Yep, all hand-picked diamonds are included in this incredible offer, so you can go big. All fine designer jewelry, all colored gemstones, 5 years, 0 interest financing, now through July 2nd only at International Diamond Center.
US 1 and PSL Boulevard on approved credit.
Are you suffering from seasonal allergies? Because you're not alone. Experts say pollen season started earlier this year and will last longer, and that folks who've never had issues before are feeling miserable. I'm Martin Hoke, inventor of Navage, the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Over 3 million people use Navage to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, helping to flush out allergens, mucus, and germs. Navage helps clear your sinuses quickly and naturally. But what about other people's experiences, like Miss Clement? Quote, I chose Navage because of my persistent allergies. Navage works. While using it, I cut back on allergy meds and occasional shots at my doctor's office. Unquote. That's one of over 120,000 reviews with a 4.6-star average written by people who use Navage to breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. Stop suffering and try Navage today at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
The internet can be an all-you-can-eat buffet for identity thieves.
So full. Too many maiden names. And social security numbers. Where'd you find those? By the password bar. Can't miss them.
LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss by monitoring your credit and bank statements. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to LifeLock.com.
In this week's Marketers Report, Chris Brandt, Chief Marketing Officer at Chipotle Mexican Grill, weighs in on the power of audio.
We've used audio to reinforce what we're showing on TV, what we're showing in other digital channels. When your priority is driving reach, boy, everybody seems to listen to the radio.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, conversations, trusted influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
If it's a day that ends in Y, you're probably stuck in Florida traffic. So turn that AC up one more notch, aim the vents toward your face, and think of a better place, like the cool, colorful produce section in your favorite grocery store. Why? Because that's where all the cool, colorful, fresh from Florida produce is. Produce just tastes better when it's grown closer to home. And when you buy fresh from Florida, you're supporting local farmers and jobs in our communities. So after you're done being stopped in traffic, pick up some fresh from Florida on your way home.
At Morgan & Morgan, the fee is free. You don't pay us anything unless we win your case.
Only iHeartRadio gives you access to all of your favorite radio stations.
Rover's Morning Glory.
It's The Woody Show.
It's Elliot in the Morning.
All of the once-in-a-lifetime events.
iHeartRadio Music Festival.
All of the best free curated playlists.
It's everything that rocks.
All of the great podcasts for every interest.
This is Freddie Prinze Jr. from the Wrestling with Freddie podcast.
All of the mind-blowing contests.
$20,000.
Awesome. All of your favorite superstars.
And 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. You're listening to The Locker Room. Now back to The Locker Room on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back in The Locker Room on a Saturday. Thank you for always listening to Real Radio. Appreciate you guys. 92.1 Real Radio, baby. Thank you so much. Don't forget, tonight, you got the Panthers. Shot score as they take on the Vegas Knights. Game 4 in the Stanley Cup. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello, and good afternoon.
Joe's in the house.
What is going on, Joe?
All right, so the Dolphins are picked by a lot of guys, a lot of experts, so to say, to have a good year. Let's put it that way. Some people might pick them for the division, or at least to make the playoffs with all the moves they made. And I get Ramsey, which is a big pickup. And now there is speculation that they're trying to get Cook, who has had 3 very good years, had a shoulder operation. I know that. I think he's a stud, really good ball player, I think all around, blocks, runs the ball great, and can catch the pass out of the backfield. Done a lot of good jobs. Had a big game down here last time the Vikings played the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Really ran all over the Dolphins. Do you think that's going to happen? They're also talking about Denver. And I think that he is he's a Florida guy, went to Florida State. What do you think the chances are of this?
I think they're pretty good. It kind of depends on what he's ultimately looking for.
Mhm.
You know, like Minnesota paid him a pretty decent chunk of change, but the window for running backs to make money in the NFL is so ridiculously small.
Yeah, couple
it's
years.
just it's a dime a dozen position. There's generally a shorter shelf life for these guys, especially like at the top of their game.
And it's amazing how it's changed.
Oh, yeah.
The running
Yeah.
back used to be it.
Used to be it.
Yeah, then
And
the quarterback.
Sure.
And now they don't even care.
Well, and if you think about it, it's such an important position. You just can't trust it long term because of just like injuries, guys breaking down. And it seems to me, at least, running backs fall off a cliff.
Yeah.
Like they will be elite playmakers and then just like, boom. It's
Yeah.
just like it's gone.
Yeah.
The explosion's gone. The burst is gone. They get nicked up. And it's just like,
That's
you
what
know,
they're saying about Henry now.
Yeah, I was just going to say 2 years ago, Henry was the bomb, and
Yeah.
then last year just.
Yep, and that's how quickly it happens. So the thing with Dalvin Cook is, number one, you have to question, why Minnesota.
Yep.
I mean, to move off, look, Minnesota, you're going to save money this year. Yes, you're going to save money next year too. But I don't know, man. Like that would there's got to be a little bit of hesitancy on teams to like fully invest in Dalvin Cook. Because look, he dropped to the second round when he came out because he had issues with his knees.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was like kind of like the thing with the draft. Like he didn't have a good workout and he didn't have great knees and yada yada yada. So like here's a guy that was probably a top 20 talent and he fell to like pick like 48, 52, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, there's going to be questions physically.
Vikings are also, they're cleaning house a little.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but at the end of the day, you're talking about a guy who has 4 straight years of over 1,100 yards.
Yeah, awesome.
He's a very productive player. And I mean, realistically, like, yeah, plugging him into Miami's offense, stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Literally stupid. Like, we talk about the skill positions Miami all the time. And everybody focuses on the receivers. But Miami ran the ball pretty well last year.
Yeah.
And like Mike McDaniels even said repeatedly, like he made a mistake not running the ball more. It was just so hard to go away from the passing game with the success that they were having.
Yeah, the only move that I thought the Dolphins, I was surprised with, is they got rid of Gesicki. Because, again, they have the Niner offense, which with the Niners with Kittle was so successful.
Yeah.
And I was surprised that they went off of him, and he went to New England, obviously. You're going to see him twice a year. And he just had such great hands. And I know they said he wasn't the best blocker.
And that's the crux of it, though.
Yeah.
Because like we talk about Kittle. Kittle is like a third offensive tackle.
Mhm.
He's an excellent blocker. And Gesicki, not only is he not a good blocker, but he doesn't like to block. He knows that his money is made running routes, catching passes, and all that stuff. So I think it was kind of a philosophical thing. And, I mean, realistically, I mean, you know I'm a Gesicki guy. I think it was a huge pickup for New England. I think he's a really talented player. But just like it's just not a great fit, you know? And also, with the weapons that they have in the passing game, you don't need an absolute monster at tight end. Yeah, a guy like Durham Smythe who's a good blocker and just a solid receiver. When he's open, he gets the ball, catch it.
Yeah, to me, I don't know. I just thought it was a mistake. I think he's was a very good receiver, especially in the red zone.
Yeah.
I think Waddle is a talent and unbelievable. Set the record for catches.
Yeah.
But also, Waddle, to me, is one big hit away from getting – he's not a big kid.
No, he's not. He's not.
Tyreek, obviously –
Tyreek's not a big guy either. He's built. Tyreek's built like a running back. That's the impressive thing about Tyreek Hill is that he's that fast, but he's so solid. He's got tree trunk legs.
yeah.
He's a real thick dude.
Met him. He's big.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
big.
He's a monster.
Yeah, he said this year there's no reason why he doesn't think that they could have he could have 2,000.
Look, if Tua would have stayed healthy last year, I think he would have got real close.
Mhm.
He was on a ridiculous pace when Tua was on his good run before he started kind of tailing off towards the end. So Dalvin Cook, like Denver makes a lot of sense for Dalvin Cook because they have a little more money than Miami. And with Javonte Williams' injury and him coming back possibly a little bit slower, there's maybe a bigger, piece of the pie waiting for him in Denver.
Yeah.
But he's a South Florida guy.
He's not winning in
He's not winning anything in Denver.
No.
And they can
Not for a couple years.
All this Sean Payton hoopla is great, but Russell Wilson is on the downside of his career.
Yeah.
They don't have a great line.
Yeah.
A lot of their guys are coming back from nasty injuries, and the defense isn't that good. So
And they're in a very tough division.
Very tough division. Well, I mean, not for nothing.
Miami's not.
Miami's in a bloodbath division too.
Yeah, the
you
AFC, like I said, you could go to the Vegas window right now or anywhere to sports betting and put $100 on any of 8 to 10 teams, and you would walk away saying, I got a shot.
The AFC South has Jacksonville and then 3 big question marks. Everybody else in the AFC has a fan base that is like, if things go our way, we're going to make noise. Everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the worst of those other 3 divisions, you're talking about Denver, which is talented. He's got good coaching right now, and Russell Wilson is still Russell Wilson, even if he's on the downside.
Yeah.
And then New England.
Yeah,
Which
still has Hall of Fame coaching. So
and Hall of Fame coaching that has had a good defense with wide receivers playing corner and stuff. The stuff that New England has done in the past. If Bill O'Brien can get Mac back on the right track, it's going to be a tough team.
Yep.
They're clearly 4th in the AFC East, in my opinion, but that's not an easy game. That's a team that's going to be able to run the ball. They're going to play good defense. And then if Mac Jones can make plays like he did as a rookie, who knows?
Well, the AFC to me is, when you look at it, like I said, you go to a window with any one of these teams. You can go with the Chiefs. You can go with the Chargers. You can go with the Jets. You can go with Miami. You could go with the Bengals. You can go with the Ravens. I mean, you know what?
The Browns, the Bills.
Yeah, I didn't get to the Bills. The Bills was one. Browns, I'm not going to put in, but I know you're an ass kisser and you love them, so we'll put the Browns in.
You are sleeping, homie.
Yeah.
You are sleeping on a very good team. They've got 2 top 10 pass rushers at defensive end.
I bet a good friend last night a very nice steak, which I'm going to have Monday night.
Yeah.
Okay, and I really threw it on this gentleman who I have so much respect for. He loved the heaters.
Yeah.
I gave him the heat +5. And now this has to be served at any location I want.
Okay.
It's coming from New York Prime.
Okay.
And a beautiful table,
Yeah.
the whole thing. So I will give the same bet to you, my man. Anywhere you want. I say the Browns under 11 wins. Oh, no, not so big. The head.
First of all, you're talking about 11 wins. Like,
if they're going to go to Super Bowl.
Okay. You just rattled off teams that can potentially win the Super Bowl, and all of those teams can as long as things go their way. What I'm arguing is you leaving the Browns off of that list when I can stack the Browns roster against any of those rosters, flat out. They've got a deep and talented defensive line.
Then you
they
shouldn't
have
have a hard time
a top
betting
5
that they're gonna win
offensive. First of all, okay, there's so many different things that can happen. This is why I don't bet. I'm not a bettor. I never have been.
You eat food, don't you?
It's because...
Answer the question.
Yes, I eat food.
You're on the witness stand. Answer the question.
Yes, I eat food.
All right. You want me to go 10.5 to make it a little bit better? Since your little brownies might have a hard time winning.
First of all, I'm not even arguing that the Browns are going to win 11 games. I'm arguing you're keeping them off your stupid list because you hate Cleveland because you're from Jersey and you're jealous.
I'm not jealous. I'm not jealous, first of all.
You are jealous.
Of Cleveland. What the hell would be jealous of Cleveland for?
So many reasons, but I don't want to name them.
Okay, whatever.
Oh, boy.
Kiss it.
Oh, boy.
You can give me a mansion in Cleveland. I
Look,
tell them to yank it.
A deep and talented secondary, a deep and talented defensive line, one of the best offensive lines in football.
Okay, so they shouldn't have a hard time winning 11 games.
You know,
if they're
fine.
so
I'll
fucking-
take the bet. 11 games.
I like my steak medium.
That's how Greek gets most of his deals done.
Yeah.
He breaks you down.
Yeah.
So you just say yes.
Yeah, and you can let him know. You can let him know how you want your steak cooked when you're buying mine when we're having dinner in January or February, buddy.
The gauntlet has been dropped.
It's been dropped.
It's
There it
January, by the way, Fruit Loop, that you know so much about the NFL. It's not February. February is the Super Bowl.
I don't know if we're going to be celebrating, but I don't know if I want to do this before the Super Bowl, though. You know, just for.
Well, they're not going to be there.
Oh, they might be.
So don't worry
Oh,
about
they
that.
might be. They might be. Don't you worry about that.
The only way Cleveland's going to Super Bowl is if you buy them tickets. All right, and that's a hefty price.
Cleveland's got as good a shot as any team on that list. And I will gladly argue.
Chiefs, Chargers. I put Jets, Miami,
Yeah, Chargers.
Buffalo,
The
Bengals.
Chargers. You and everybody else in America that wants to hype up the Chargers. Justin Herbert's never won a big game in his life. In his life.
When's the last time the Browns were in a big game?
First of all.
When's the last time?
First of all.
Can the Browns even spell playoffs?
The Browns almost beat the Chiefs in Kansas City in 2020. And had it not been for terrible. I don't know if I'm mad at you now or not. I don't know what you're doing here. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Just setting a little dinner music.
When is the last time the Browns have
2020.
They won a playoff game in 2020?
In Pittsburgh.
All right, good.
Led by 3 touchdowns by Baker Mayfield. Thank you very little.
Oh, God. Baker Mayfield.
Yep.
Where's he
Yep.
working now?
He's about to win the NFC South, bro.
Yeah. Where's he working? Palm Beach Kennel Club?
Tampa. Tampa Bay Buckaroos, buddy.
I love your loyalty, but again, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just, the bet is 11 games.
You're not arguing.
11 games. Okay.
Yeah.
11 games.
And I'll even throw this in, okay? Because this is the kind of guy I am, okay? You don't have to go over. If they win 11 and it's a tie, I give you the win.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
That's a good bet.
Some would say it's a great bet.
So basically it's 10.5, right?
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Okay.
So if
The line is 10.5. So
yeah,
okay.
if you get to 11, you win the steak dinner.
All right, that's fine.
All right?
Yeah.
You don't have to sit at the same table. Take it to New York Prime.
You think I'm going to want to sit with
Oh,
you?
yeah, he wants plus money then.
Ain't doing that for free. Boy wonder. Love your loyalty. But don't ever bet on anybody than yourself.
This has nothing to do with loyalty. And this is why I don't bet.
Yeah.
I let you goad me because I'm a child. That's it. That's the only reason. This is why I don't bet.
I hope they win, and I hope your team does well because you are a real fan. And real fans You know what they are, Joe? Suckers!
Suckers. You're a sucker.
Because real fans let you down.
You know,
That's it.
I am anxious to see what Deshaun does now that the team is being built around him for the season. And I agree, because I mean the kid has, you know, a stupid amount of talent. So, you know, what's going to happen? I mean, coming in the last couple of games last year, you can't, you know, I mean,
look, I know that it's mini camp, but I've been following the Browns closely since they came back to Cleveland in '99. And the reports you're getting out of camp, out of the offense, are awesome. He apparently is just completely dialed in, and the new receiver additions have been great. I'm excited about it. There's so much talent in Cleveland.
What do you think you're going to hear from Cleveland? They suck? Of course you're going to hear things are good. I mean, doctor comes out of surgery. What does he say? It was a good surgery. Everything should work out. So he's going to come out and say he's got 8 weeks. I'll be
So I did preface that by saying that I've been following this literally for the last 20 plus years.
Yeah.
Every mini camp, every offseason, every training camp, all this stuff.
Oh my God, yeah. And every year you think they're going to do good. And every year they suck.
So you've known me since 2019. Okay?
Yeah.
And they have never sucked. Not 1 year since you've known me. That's number one.
Were they ever in the AFC Championship?
What's that?
Have they ever been in the AFC Championship?
They were 5
God.
points away from the AFC Championship.
Okay,
they almost beat Kansas City in Kansas City, and they should have. They had a touchdown wiped off the board after an illegal helmet-to-helmet hit. You know what? I'm not getting into this with you. I'm not letting you do this.
After the show, I've just decided.
Too late.
Too late. I'm going to call one of my ex-girlfriends because that's the same kind of nonsense I hear from them. That wasn't all mine on the American Express bill. You know, some of that was yours. Joe, I
remember that water you got?
Yeah, you bought a water at 7-Eleven. I love you, Joe. You're the best.
Yeah,
buddy.
I think you're great too.
Yeah. Let's go Panthers, baby. Let's go Panthers. It is the Greek, Joe, and Jimmy. It is the Locker Room on 92.1 Real Radio. Hopefully the Dolphins do get Cook. I think that'll be a great addition. We'll be back with a lot more sports on the Locker Room on a Saturday. We'll be back. Peace!
Hey, it's Rover from Rover's Morning Glory. Wake up with me each morning. Just tell your smart device to play Real Radio 92.1.
Hello.
On iHeartRadio.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing in me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing is every day.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI.